brushed my hair.
Hello everyone, welcome to MinusOneCHarisma, the second best Dungeons & Dragons stream on the internet, and we are so excited to be here today. I'm on my nth number of coffee, and there's really no slowing down in sight. Thank you so much for joining us. We are having a turbulent day, and not in a bad way, but just a turbulent day. There's a lot of friction. If we were solar batteries, we would be like charging up right now. Oh. Daye fixing her frame. Always fixing her frame.
I'm always tinier than everyone else. I just want to be the same size as everyone.
Tiny tiefling.
Created the tiny tiefling. I would love it if Trust just played the game and her head
I was just like so
like
low.
this. All right, guys. Here's what I want to do today. Let's go to the recap. Let's go to the recap and then just jump into some D&D. How does that sound to you guys? Everyone agree?
Right.
This is a democracy, so everyone gets a choice. No one gets a choice. Just me.
A lie.
We'll be right back. Dearest mother, things lately have been interesting, to say the least. We were besieged by an entire platoon of Ashen Riders. Luckily for the group, I was there to protect them, but I fear the fine people of First Run were not so. And to top it off, my ultimate shame, my dear friend and companion pup was taken from me. As the master of this ragtag company, Dresden and I will have words about his leadership in times of my absence. I hear he even let Trust fall through a roof. What was she doing on top of a roof? Whose idea was this? It was no place for a lady. Though I suppose Trust is more of a emotional charlatan or romantic thief. Nonetheless, she's in my charge, so I will make Dresden take full responsibility. Or maybe it was that Kellwise. I've heard he too was skyward bound. It must be a halfling trait of sorts. Hiding and shooting arrows from the darkness. Very cowardly. There was very little mention of that vixen Cornelia. From Rezik's incompetent report, Cornelia just laid in hiding, playing dead, while the Ashen Riders slaughtered the entire village. That one might be beyond savage. Hard to tell, really. Now I must go find Rezik. He's left out some crucial details, and we must make haste to retrieve Pup. I will dedicate my life to see them free, if that's what it takes. Mother, I may never return, but I want you to know your boy did not die a fabricator of cowardly truths. Your boy, Jules. All right.
What, the what?
The streets are silent as a
boy
cool
who?
breeze
Jules.
blows off the ocean into Seashell Vidae. Hawkinsmith, the mayor of Seashell Vidae, sits, eyes deep pools of despair as he wipes the brow of his daughter Macy with a damp towel. You all sit together and think about the last 24 hours. Pup being taken, a whole town being slaughtered just above you. And that cool breeze helps a little bit with this emotional night as it cools your emotions just a little bit, but you're still hot with that remembrance of everything that conspired. The night is calm. You're all free to do anything you'd like to do.
Where have we congregated? Are we like at the dock?
You guys are at the mayoral estate.
Okay.
You remember Hawkinsmith's son had just been taken, his daughter had been stabbed twice in the back, and you barely saved her. Dresden sits checking her wounds. Also, there's a few other villagers from Seashell Vidae that have been injured or passed out, and Dresden is slowly going one-to-one, just checking their bandages, checking their wounds, surveying the area. He seems a little bit flustered, clearly emotional, just looking around.
I'm just gonna walk around and help people out, maybe help bandage them and just kind of try to get information, maybe just see how many people knew about the Ashen Riders coming, or if it was just a select few, how they got word to the Ashen Riders, that sort of thing. Like how they communicated with them.
Yeah, you find there's a few villagers now poking their heads out. They had originally everyone was kind of just stashed inside. You go and you head over to the tavern, the Eight Eyes Inn and Tavern, and you find the place is a bit of a mess. Tables are overturned. There's a couple slots where there would have been kegs that are just gone. A couple glasses are broken on the ground, and you see the innkeeper just he's sweeping up a little bit. You don't see the wife or the kids anywhere.
I'd
like to just like play some uplifting kind of music since they don't hear music a lot, hoping to like just make people feel better a little bit, give them
Okay. Are you going to play in the tavern, or are you just going
Soulless?
to play kind of in the middle of the...
all in the middle. My
Okay.
intent is to like comfort
So-
them with the music.
Yeah, it's a little somber, but you go and start to play just something a little bit more dancey, upbeat. This is a little bit of a kind of what the area, the feel of what you're playing for them, trying to get them to forget. And a few of the younger kids kind of pop their heads out. You can tell not affected as much by this kind of crazy night. A little shielded from this. They kind of poke their heads out, and mostly the kids kind of come out, adults staying inside. And they
I'll
do a
distract
little bit of dancing and clapping as they hear the music that they normally don't get the chance to hear. Cornelia, you see Lauren sweeping up in the tavern.
all right, I'm gonna go approach him. A little nervous because this is Dresden's job.
I followed Cornelia as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
I'm gonna go
follow
do a
as well, and I'm gonna start
survey
kind
of
of
the
helping.
town. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow
Yeah.
as well. I'm gonna start kind of helping. I'll see Lawrence picking up a table, and I'll help pick up a table with them, and just try to help any way I can in the tavern.
And he thanks you. He kind of looks around, and the place is a little bit disheveled. There's a window broken and such, but it looks like the structure of the building is fine. So he'll be able to eventually clean this up, as he's just kind of muttering to himself while cleaning up, just shaking his head. Hard to tell if he's angry or just upset, or maybe a mix of the two.
Excuse me. How many Ashen Riders pass through here?
Oh, those Ashen Riders. A whole platoon came through. About 2 weeks ago, heading straight for the hills to the east. You know? I didn't think more of them would come, but more of them came. It's just... there's not a lot we could do. You must understand. We had no idea who you was when you came. And when we found out, well, there was nothing we could do. You see what they do to people who don't... I mean, we complied with them, and they still destroyed our town. Took some of our
Yeah.
children. Killed a whole town to the north.
Yeah. We can't blame you. And this isn't our first run-in with them either. So we're well aware of how brutal they are.
Did they tell you?
How did you get mixed up with such brutal killers like that?
Long story, actually. Turns out the reason we all met was we all got locked up by Ashen Riders.
You got
thrown into a
locked up?
cart. Yeah, they had us en route to the pit. This was some time ago now. Feels like a long, long time ago. On a completely different continent, even, I believe.
Different continent.
Yeah.
Are you
far
from...
away.
You from the capital?
Well, it's
Not exactly. It's complicated.
so when they were passing through here, they told you what they were looking for?
Well,
Us,
they
or-
mentioned one that looks a little like that pup character that you had with you.
Did they say why?
They didn't tell us why, just threatened us. Told us if that character ever came through, we were to contact them immediately.
How did you get word to them?
That was all Hawkinsmith. He dealt with them. You must understand, we never thought you'd come through.
And the whole town had eyes on us?
Well, mostly just the leadership in the town. There was really no reason to let everybody know.
Oh, man. Thank you. I'll help you clean up. I'm just gonna walk off, but leave Kelwise and Rezik and just help clean.
And as you clean, you notice, like, he's clearly frustrated and fighting back tears. He's just so kind of upset at the whole situation. Trust, you still playing music?
Could I hear this conversation where I was?
No, because you're kind of farther south. They kind of went into this bar. He's not talking super loud. You saw them enter, at least.
No, I'll continue to entertain and distract the children while the adults.
Okay. You play
I'm gonna ask
fetching
Lauren,
song comes on.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna ask Lauren, just because I noticed that he's pretty torn up. Friend, is there more to your troubles than just us?
It's like this. You're such great people. You're fantastic people. You're helping me, even though we betrayed you. And who are we but our morals? And we didn't stick up for what we believe in. And you paid the price. First Run paid the price. And yet, you're helping us, even though we betrayed you. It's an awful feeling.
Well, don't feel terrible, mate. I mean, you really didn't have any control over it. We understand. We've been in really horrible situations, and I mean, when you're dealing with something that big, that much bigger than you, I mean, what can you really do? But I do hope maybe in the future that if people like us help you, maybe you'll give them a little bit of a pass, maybe give them a little bit of a word of like, hey, you're in trouble possibly. Here's some warning. Just throw them a bone.
I'll spend the
If
rest
they're
of
good
my
intentioned
life.
people.
I spend the rest of my life trying to make up for tonight and what happened here. Maybe there's some way I can clear my conscience.
Fix your boat.
You wouldn't happen to have a boat, would you?
I don't have a boat, but I'll do everything I can. Everything I own is yours if you need it. What am I talking?
Well,
hey, would you care for a drink? I don't have much,
No.
but I can offer you one of those.
No.
No?
I think
No,
we'll just pass
Rezik?
for today. I need some just time to ruminate on the situation.
That's fair.
But yeah, thank you for the offer.
Are
Thank
you
you.
sending anybody, or do you know if anyone is getting sent to First Run?
First one,
There are a lot of dead bodies
Probably in the
there,
morning.
and
most likely, we'll send a group. Once word reaches Redmod, Housebrew Hill, and Timboton.
That's good. I still feel horrible. We didn't have time to bury or do anything for the dead. So I'm glad to know that you'll be able to take care of your people.
That's not your fault. It's on us. I like to think that our destiny is on our own hands. So, the things that happen to us, good or bad, are in our control.
Right. I do have to ask, mate, between you and I, is there anything else happening with Mayor Hawkinsmith? Because it's strange that he had his daughter bring us to the other town. He knew that Ashen Riders would be on a tail. It's a little weird that he sent his own daughter with us when he knew that. Could he have other potential, I don't know,
I'll say
plans
this.
or?
Hawkins Smith is very dedicated. He loves his town more than he loves anything else. And if he saw it fit, maybe he didn't see the dangers that were associated with it. Maybe he thought once you saw them, you'd give up peacefully. He probably underestimated their strength. I think he sent it
give
just
up
to make
give
sure.
up peacefully to the Beastmen or to the Ashen Riders, because
To the Beastmen.
yeah,
What were Beastmen doing?
well, they were in first run.
Yeah, we were in first run, and Beastmen attacked, and we fought them and defeated them.
They were
And
barkers
then the
in
Ashen Riders.
first run.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're the
yeah.
first line of defense, right? Between you and the Thundering Hills.
I thought you knew that they had attacked a few weeks ago and we were going to check on them.
Yeah,
Well,
That's
was
why we
the
had been sent
story.
there.
Is that a lie?
It was the
Well,
Ashen
they're-
Riders who rumbled up there in first run.
Well, now you have two problems.
Wait. A while back, the Ashen Riders went up there and caused trouble?
Yes.
The Beastman was just a story he's saying.
At least that's
to
what
get us
Thet
up
said.
there.
well, that's a
We were-
strange coincidence.
Well, Thet told us the Beastmen attacked the towers and attacked the town. That's weird.
Well, that was the story. We were supposed to feed the one who looks like Pup.
Oh. Okay,
Hmm.
well, that makes more sense. They were scared of the Ashen Riders already, so they had no other means but to give
The
us up to them.
Beastmen.
So, yep.
You think the Beastmen
Bacchus.
were working with the Ashen Riders?
Oh no, I'm just saying. I think that Thet had no other choice but to give us up because he was afraid of the Ashen Riders.
Yes, but a Beastman attack. They happen
Did
so
they never
rarely.
attack? Oh, well, there were a
Yeah,
large
maybe.
group of them.
There's stories of them, but the Rangers usually take care of them pretty quickly.
Hmm.
Well,
If they attacked with the Beastmen first, it must have been. Well, the implications of that are pretty dire. If they're meddling with the Beastmen.
so you think that maybe they had some sort of ability to make a pact with them, or even control them, to send them after us?
I don't know about that. It's
Oh.
it's like it didn't even think the Barkers could talk. They're wild beasts, you know.
Well, they weren't
Crazed
talking. We
wild
did find a
beasts.
strange artifact on one of their arms, though.
An
Did
artifact.
you happen to know about this? And I kind of snap over to Kelwise to get the arm out of the bag.
Hold on.
You guys.
Oh, look, I don't try and mess with any of that stuff. You know, they're in the Thundering Hills. There's an immense amount of bad omens, spirits, and such that roam the plains. It's basically like a plain of the dead. You know, there's stories that each of those hills is a burial mound from an ancient civilization. At least as the stories go. There's even been reports that some have tombs and buried treasure underneath. All of it cursed, though. I wouldn't want to touch any of that.
Well, yeah, I don't know how the Ashen Riders were able to control or even be part of that situation, but I mean, I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. So,
Just when I feel like we got it figured out, it always seems to slip right out of our hands.
right? I mean, it's just so weird. Anyways, your hand. Nice.
Yeah.
As the arm probably.
You show him the arm, and he's like,
we'll put it away
he's-
now. We'll put it
He's
away.
pretty grossed out, yeah. Because it's just
yeah,
like
it
gross. It
smells
still
bad
has
now.
that smell of death that
Hmm.
the Barkers had. It's just,
Yeah.
it's awful. And
Really
grotesque.
tightly
Sorry.
wind the sack. Make sure it's
Okay.
really nice. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that smell normal, by the way, for beastmen? Do they always have rotting smell like that? Even when they're alive?
To be honest, this is the closest I've ever been to a beastman before.
Mm.
If that's a
I would
beastman
assume
arm,
so.
I've never actually seen one. Just heard stories.
We hadn't either. We just presumed that's what they were when they started attacking us and looked like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, we'll help you clean up here and let you go back to your business. Yeah, thanks for the information, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you get a look. There's a small door that opens, and you see Orda, his wife, and the 3 kids kind of. They just gesture to him a little bit, some kind of sign language, unspoken language, but passes between them. She's just checking on him, and she closes the door. It looks like their family, for the most part, is safe.
That's good to know.
That's good. Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay,
you guys helped them clean up
guys.
most of the big stuff, and it's just mostly like washing walls, sweeping up glass, that kind of stuff left over.
Presto.
Is it bright enough outside to fix a boat?
No, it's like the middle of the night still,
It's
right?
the middle of the night, right? Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
we're
smith,
gonna have Varen. Yeah.
Yes, the Smith Varen had kind of gone to bed because he'd been whacked on the back of his head,
Oh yes,
which
yes.
is probably not a good time
Should
to
we
sleep.
Should we have kept him up?
No, oh, yeah, that's a good question. Well, his daughter was there, so hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not our problem.
Hopefully, they'll
Well,
be fine.
maybe it is.
We'll see you in the morning.
Well, yeah. After all that, I want to talk to everybody a little bit. Kelleyes, what are you gonna say?
No, I'm ready. Speak.
All right.
I was
Are
just
you,
going
are
to
you
do
guys
another
gonna
survey of
go
the
back?
town.
And Trust, you played for a good 15, 20 minutes, and most of the parents call their kids back after a little while, and the night kind of wanes down, and you kind of figure it's the middle of the night at this point, so.
Yeah. All right. I'll go back with everyone else.
Good job, Trust. That was beautiful. Good job. That was well done.
Could have a little bit of, I don't know, happiness. This is not a happy place right now.
Well, like that said, morale's important. Unfortunately, that's no longer alive, but we can still help people here, so that's good. Good job.
Yeah,
Should we go back to the ship and talk? Or-
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
that's probably smart. All right.
Um,
And just before we head back, I just wanted to take another look about town. Is there any like other damaged buildings or any other like obvious signs of
Not really. It was mostly just the smithy, the tavern, and Mayor Hawkins Smith's house, which are all kind of close. There was that general store. You see a few windows broken in there, and the door seems to be fine there, but the building did take a little bit of external physical damage.
nothing's really on fire or just like
Nothing's
completely
on fire.
collapsed?
Yeah, no, there's nothing that looks
Okay.
pressing that's gonna kill somebody in the night or anything like that.
Okay. Well, then I feel a little more reassured for the moment. Dock still looks sturdy. They didn't sabotage
The dock looks fine. It's just that hole
Giant
in
hole
the
in the
boat
boat.
right where Pup was in the painting. It was just, and it looks like they just took a couple hatchets and just whacked at the boat for
bastards.
a good 20 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna have to fix that.
Yeah.
That should be priority number 1 in the morning. We'll get there.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll have Varen look into it. I wanted to talk to you though because this is odd. I mean, the timeline is
It
that 2 weeks ago, the Ashen Riders came here looking for us for whatever reason. They apparently went up to First Run, attacked and killed people there, and maybe even messed with the Beastmen, and then left, and then came back when we came back somehow. I guess because the mayor told them. This whole thing just feels so planned out. It is. I don't know. I'm completely stumped here.
I wonder if it's 2 different parties that are after us, because Pup said they were seeing somebody when they.
Well, we saw the Ashen
know.
Riders when we was in our garage. Remember? We saw them
Yeah,
walking
we did.
around, and so They've probably just been going everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Telling them to look out for us.
They want us, or I guess they want Pup that bad?
Well,
Why?
it would appear that way. Well,
Probably for all their
don't know.
experiments. Remember, they were doing weird stuff down there.
They were, yeah. Captain Kodo, I believe, was doing some weird stuff with putting two animals together. I don't know. I just the fact that they did all this work just to get Pup is it's mystifying to me. But I'm sure there's a reason. I
just doubt that the Beastmen and the Ashen Riders are related.
Maybe they somehow found out how different they is. How special.
They just captured
so-
one maybe and sent him back to bring more. I mean, that would be easy
No,
enough,
I mean
I
about
suppose.
Pup. Maybe they
Oh.
figured out how Pup is different
Yeah,
from most
yeah.
people. We still don't even really understand them.
Do you think that's
No.
who's watching them when they use their powers? When they use their sneak, darkness, all
Who?
that? Like the Ashen Riders? Somebody's watching her.
Maybe someone
Watching them.
affiliated with the Ashen Riders.
You know what? When we were running away from Hoaxus, I remember that Pup said that they stopped Hoaxus from attacking Dresden, and then they met their father. Maybe that's why. Maybe Hoaxus is the one that's been watching Pup, and they sent soldiers to find them. Maybe.
Are they after Pup's father?
I don't know.
Can anyone even get to Pup's father? I mean,
I
is that
don't-
even a thing?
I don't know. Well, either way, I think we all can agree we need to immediately try to get Pup as soon as possible and save them. What is the plan? Just fix the ship and head out there immediately and maybe just
Well-
scope them out?
In that regard, isn't it interesting that we heard that they had left to the south and that they were probably heading to Caravella Town or Kaldar Nix and not back to Capital City? Doesn't that strike you as odd
very
too?
odd. Yeah, that was really
Well-
weird, right?
The ship was parked down there, but we don't know where they're headed.
Well, from what I understand, it's a process of elimination. There's not very many places to go.
Yeah, they said that basically Caravella Town is the next stop, and then after that, it's like super far down to the next one after that. So they're probably going to Caravella Town, which is strange because we were going to go there already. So
You don't-
Well,
You don't
isn't this
think
the
so?
whole thing? Weren't we warned by other Dresden that Pup was going to get kidnapped? That's why we was trying
We
to get
were.
to the Darkwood. So
True.
And as you guys are talking, Slug kind of chimes in a little bit. He waddles over with that one eye kind of bigger than the other.
Oh, if they're trying to get to Capital City, they can go over the Diablo Pass. Go past Caravana Town, cutting east, around, and up, back into Lake Emersale. It might be the fastest way, especially if they're just going to Caravana Town to restock, So they may be heading to Capital City. We may have less time if you want to save your pup friend.
Is there
First
another
mate of
another
this
stop?
boat.
Is
I
there
know
another
nothing
stop
about
in
traveling on
between
boat.
that they would stop, or they would just head the whole way?
Not for a man of war class ship that big. Something funny.
right. No. Nothing's funny.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to cut them off unless can we get there?
Well, we can't go
Can we-
anywhere at the moment.
Yeah. Could we cut them off
just
on land?
slap some wood up on here, get some sealant, get it all right, give him maybe a day. We'll have it up and running. This thing will be fit as a fiddle in a
But
snowstorm.
Could
Have
we
gotten
even catch a
paid
man
for
of
what
war?
we delivered?
What?
Hmm?
We were
Have we?
We were prepaid.
We was paid half. No, all of it.
They
All of
paid
it,
all
yeah.
of it.
All of it.
Yeah, which just even steepens the
Suspicion.
the amount of suspicion needed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they knew that we were coming to a dead end.
So could we catch them
As it
by
were.
boat,
Why
or
pay us at
could we
all?
catch them on land, or what's the best option here?
Motivation.
Well, if there is stalking, might take 'em a week or so. Well, that's the case. And you want to catch up to 'em, you better get this boat back in the water. In
I say we
floating
leave
shape.
as fast as possible. Leave as
Definitely.
fast as possible.
Eh?
Yeah. No, I agree. We leave as fast as possible. Get down to Caravella Town, and we'll have to be stealthy. So I'll have to repaint the boat.
Yeah, more repaint this. It sticks out.
Yeah, a little
Paint
bit.
it all black. Well, look.
This whole thing could be on me a little bit. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. It's pretty good. I've never seen a mural so odd with the rainbows and the tooting.
Slug.
But
Slug. They offered to give us a drink if we want it. Go on. Why don't you do
Drink?
that?
Yeah.
free drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, never turn down a free drink. All right, you don't need me on this ship. No, you don't need me. No. All
not
right,
right now,
you
no,
have
yeah.
a good one. All right, I'll see you.
All right, yeah. Are we sending him away for a reason?
Well,
And he
he kind of stopped
quickly-
being helpful, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, you're
I
right.
agree. Salty as ever, that one.
True.
Well, what time is it? Like, what time of the day
It's
is
midnight.
it? Let's get us some sleep, and in the morning we'll tackle patching the boat and repainting it.
Right.
Sounds good. I hope we have enough
Good
black
plan.
left.
Okay, you guys.
I'll just mix some stuff together. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, just put all the rest of the paints together. We'll at least get brown.
Yeah.
Ish.
Just
You
let the
spend-
artists do the arting.
Yeah, you're right.
You spend a little
not
bit of time
capable.
getting yourselves situated. It doesn't look like they wreck the boat or even touch the boat in any other way than just hatcheting a hole in the side, which is
Weird.
yeah. And it seems like they did it in kind of a hurry. If Kelwise, if you were gonna truly sink a boat, you'd mess with like the main
You
planks.
put a hole in the bottom.
Yeah, you'd mess with the core pieces of wood that can't be repaired. Seems like someone who didn't know that much just did this in a hurry and took off.
Seems like maybe it was personal.
Oh,
Emotional.
It was definitely personal. I mean, they literally took out Pup. That's.
I think they were trying to make a statement.
Got rid
Little
of
bit.
our
Yeah, let's
rainbow
do that.
drink.
And that's when you guys see a shambling mound come out from under the decks, and Fitz, looking a little tipsy, comes out.
You were hanging out with Ander.
They've taken Pup. Razak,
Oh boy. Oh, poor boy. Come here.
Razak,
Come here.
what are we
It's all
going
right.
to do?
It's all right. It's gonna be okay. Let's get you to bed. Come on.
Well, we need
come
to
on.
go. No sleep. We are going to save Pup. Let's go.
Fitz, there's a hole in the boat. I'm gonna put a hole in your head if you don't calm down.
Cornelia,
well,
I
that's
believe
not
you have
good.
a sleep spell.
Sleep spell.
Right
No,
now?
we need to go and save
As he
Good
Pup.
lad. Good lad.
As I am a noble, I swear
Mhm.
upon my royal blood that is best that I will get
Mhm.
Pup back. I will get Pup back.
We
All
believe
right,
you.
boy.
We believe
Come
you,
on.
mate.
And I just guide him to bed. There you go. We're gonna get Pup back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Here's
Yeah.
your sword right next to you there. All right.
All right. Well, I guess sleep wouldn't be bad if we're going to save. We'll need our strength.
Drink some
Yeah,
water.
You need your strength. Yeah, drink some
Yes.
water. Yes.
And he just kind of
Good lad. Good lad. All right.
passes out on the deck.
Boy.
That was easy.
Cornelia, sleep spell.
What?
Come on. It would have been like way easier.
I was interested in what he was saying.
I mean,
Hey, change out his socks, by the way.
I
while
was
he's sleeping.
interested in
What?
how he was saying it. That was, oh yeah, change the socks out. That's smart.
How do you guys
What?
How do you
I mean,
know about? Oh,
I mean, I have no idea. You didn't
just
change my
walk
socks
away
the first night. I have no
disappointed.
idea what's going on.
wasn't me. Rezek, you're crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm insane. I am loco. Whatever.
He's so salty.
Yeah, the group of
My
you,
foot was cold for a full day. It was cold. I like thick socks. Darn it.
Rezek, go to sleep. We all
Oh,
need
darn
our
it.
strength.
Like
I'm gonna cast sleep on him.
what?
Oh, roll sleep dice.
No, not me.
You just see like
Cornelia,
Cornelia, she
roll
has
the
like
dice.
fine stand, and she just like
Roll the dice.
just little.
How many
I'm
hit
doing
die?
It. I'm doing it.
We gotta know.
What are you, Cornelia? What are you doing? What's that mean?
Is this my D8?
What does the hand thing mean?
12.
Rezek, how many hit points do you have?
26.
Oh shit, 12. So 20. Oh no.
How many is it?
25.
25.
Ah,
Trust. How many hit points do you have?
How many hit points
Do you have left right now? 7. Instantly, Trust just kind of
yeah.
clunk falls to the deck, sleeping.
I
Oh my
had a
God.
hard day. All right, y'all better buy me
Oh.
something nice tomorrow.
I only have 14 left as well.
Oh,
Is
you
this
do?
an area of effect?
Oh,
It's
yeah, so
because
Kelwise-
I didn't really
Kelwise,
get much
you-
time to heal afterward.
Coweyes, you too start to feel a little. There's not quite such a violent response, but you just, you know what?
okay, I'm
Redzik?
just gonna put a.
Let that be a lesson. 2 people I knocked out. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, I'm gonna put blankets on them. God,
Thank you.
going to bed. Oh, before I go to bed, I wanted to ask Erica Roddy. Erica? Excuse me.
Air Karate's below deck.
Hello. We found this item.
She kind of walks over and puts her hand on you.
Oh, yes. Sorry. We found this item. We found this
an
item.
item.
Pull out. Yes. Don't be disturbed. It's going to be a severed arm. 1 second. We found this item, and it's just a bracelet here, and it has some thunderbolt markings on it. I believe it has to do with a story of old called the Titan Beast. I think. Do you know about
Titan
this?
beast. I know no mention of a beast like that, but
All right.
there were beasts of legend under a different name when my people, beasts from before the shattering,
Huh.
when the world was one. Large,
Before
incredibly
the
powerful beasts.
Do I know what the shattering is?
The shattering. In the beginning of time, all was one. And that one was shattered into an infinite amount of all the stars you see in the sky, this land we are on, the moon, the sun, everything. And before that time, there were primordials, if you will, who wandered and ruled. And in a conflict with the gods, they shattered the world, stealing away their domain. And these beasts of legend were leftover remnants of those before times. You maybe think of them as kings or queens of a bestial realm.
Karate, I could listen to you literally all night. This is amazing. You are a dictionary of just so much knowledge.
Well,
wow, I've never even heard of that. That is
Those are stories passed down generation to generation. There's no necessary merit to these stories. Some of them probably changed, retold. The funny thing about stories is they tend to grow and take on life of their own over time. You see, and so, with each story you hear, maybe take it with a grain of salt. As the people telling it, the person who heard it, the place they heard it, and their state of mind all take an effect as it's passed on.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much. You are a gem. Have a good night. Oh, by the way, we are going to be fighting a lot of really dangerous people soon. I hope you're down for that. If not, then we totally get it. If you want to, like,
Yeah, roll me a d20.
Okay. 16.
16. You notice, just speaking to Eric Arati, you haven't really talked to her one-on-one in such a private setting, but she's gorgeous. The more you look, the more like and it doesn't strike you. It's not. It's the way she moves is very confident in herself, in her surroundings, and she has a very powerful aura to her. But yet she's very. She has a very feminine aura as well, and that all just kind of comes together in the moonlight of such.
Yep.
The snoring of Fitz in the background.
It's a lot of loosening Rezzik's collar. Anyway, all right. Well, yes. So yes, fighting bad people. So yep. If you want to leave, we get it.
If it would help you, I would gladly give my services or my abilities to aid you in your quests.
Great. Well, you can't use magic though. What are you gonna? Are you good with the blade, or what is your next?
Well,
thing?
I'm still finding myself in this new world. I'm sure incredible things are in store for me. I just need to take a moment and find what those things are. There are plenty who have no magical prowess and accomplish great things.
Yeah, and I fully believe that you could do anything, Erica. Anyway, good night. Have a pleasant
Good night.
evening. And I'm just gonna walk off awkwardly.
So you guys start to bunker down and head to bed. Daye, roll me a d20.
Oh, God. Okay.
What'd you get?
A 10.
A 10. You wake up. It's the middle of the night, maybe past that. You see everyone sleeping. Kelwai is kind of just like sprawled out.
Did someone
Everyone else
carry
a
me
little
to
bit.
where we sleep, or am I still just on the tent?
Yeah,
But you
blankets on you.
kind of wake up, with a blanket on you.
yeah.
Chilly. It's chilly, and then the ocean air itself kind of cold, but there's something in the air that you smell. You can't quite piece together what it is, but it's something coming from the town.
I'll go like up and look towards the town, get on the deck and look at the town.
Yeah, and you look at the town, you don't see anything in particular, but there's a scent, almost sweet. Not like bread, but more like a cinnamon almost.
I'm gonna wake up Eric Karate and just anyone I meet on the way there. I'm just gonna like nudge everyone.
Okay. So you nudge
And
everyone.
the main goal is Eric Karate. I don't know. I feel like I should.
Okay, you nudge Eric Karate, and she wakes up from a very light slumber.
Okay,
Trust.
and do you smell that? I smell something funny coming from the town. Do you smell it?
I don't smell anything.
I start
Other than
waking
the
up
sea air.
everyone.
Okay. So you wake up everyone. Fitz is like
Not
still
Fitz. I
kind
won't
of
wake
half
up
asleep.
Fitz. I'm not
Yeah.
waking up Fitz.
And you do look and you notice a slug Slug made it back to the ship, and he's just kind of drunk still in a little
Yeah, I won't
stupor.
wake him up either.
Okay. So you wake everybody up.
What? What's going on?
Still dark.
I'm smelling something
happened?
weird. I'm
Why are we
smelling
waiting?
something coming from the town. Does anyone else smell it?
Why am I
Does anyone
sleeping
else
here?
smell it? No, it smells sweet.
Who put this blanket on me?
You probably did.
Now, when did I go to sleep?
You
Yeah, I
guys
don't
were
remember
very
going to sleep
sleepy.
either.
You had a rough battle, so what do you smell? I'm gonna go out and try to smell it.
Confused.
Okay.
No, it's
Roll a perception check.
All right.
They're probably just like making food or something.
12.
Yeah, it's
12,
when
yeah.
people bake bread, it's the morning.
Cornelia, you
Gotta
don't
get it
really
ready for the morning.
smell anything
Croissants.
at all.
something.
Just that sea air.
Hmm.
Nothing baking, nothing like Trust describes.
No, is it a familiar smell, or what does it smell like?
It smells like it's sweet. It almost smells like
Can I
like
roll a perception
cinnamon.
check too?
Sure.
Is it
yeah.
overwhelming? Are you just hungry?
it's just I didn't smell it. I haven't smelled
Okay,
it yet. I'm
it's,
gonna go check it out. Come, I don't want to go alone. I'm assuming I
Okay.
haven't gotten a long rest.
You have not gotten a long rest. No.
Okay.
Trust, do you have
A
to
short
just
rest, yes.
inspect
A
this
short
now?
rest.
It's the middle of the night.
Something could be wrong.
Oh, God. All
You know-
right.
I don't smell it either, whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, you don't smell it either. Who's going with Trust?
I'll go. God.
Okay.
I'm going back to bed.
Yeah. Kelwise just back to bed.
Cornelia,
Cornelia.
watch over the group. God.
All right. Just be careful. I don't know. This is odd.
I'm sure it's the local baker or something. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, so Trust, you head down the dock a little bit. The smell gets stronger, but it's still hard to tell where it's coming from. Roll another perception check.
Where did my deed? There it is. Perception.
Mhm.
8.
An 8. Yeah, it's coming from the general area. It's coming from one of the buildings close to you. Either the Smith's house, the general store, the Hawkins Smith's manor. It's one of those places, but you can't pin down exactly where it's coming from.
I'll start walking towards the general store.
Okay. Yeah, you head over to the general store, the broken glass, the door still locked solid, and you notice that the scent gets a little bit weaker as you start heading
Okay.
in that direction, nose in the air.
I'll go
Poor
towards
chap.
the manor, the Hawkins
Building
Smith
was
manor.
all
Yeah, so
broken
you start
into
to
and- Oh,
Yeah.
trust. Oh,
Yeah, and you see Rezik kind of running around behind you, and you start to head over to the manor, and
where are we going?
there's a sense of ease that comes over you. Trust, a sense of fulfillment almost. This scent feels very nurturing, almost like a memory scratching at the back of your mind, something you remember from when you were younger, almost maternal. There's just emotions you get from this sensation. As you get closer and closer, the feeling gets stronger and stronger as you head over to Hawkins Smith's manor. And
Trust, slow down.
Standing inside that, the precipice, the doorway of his manor, you start to feel almost high on this feeling of almost like you're re-entering a really warm womb of sorts. It's very almost primal.
Do I feel like I'm losing control in any way, or it just feels comforting?
No, you just feel comforted.
Okay. Is the door open? Is it like
Yeah, the door was smashed in, so the door's open.
I'll start peeking inside. Like
You peek inside and you start to hear something raspy breath almost.
Am I smelling
Uh,
souls?
Pained, angry, vicious breathing that's just very light. And you start to feel drawn into this room. You kind of walk around the corner and you see Dresden sleeping in a corner, about 6 cots made up with people laying on top of them. And you see this one woman, eyes open, staring at the ceiling, breathing very shallow. And you start to see red veins. Goof, 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 goof. And it's weak. It's very, very, very weak. And you hear pained breaths. You almost feel her anxiety, her tension that she holds, and she's holding on stubbornly. And she looks to you with these eyes almost glazed over. This woman is 1 foot in the grave, and she just stares at you, almost through you, in this very surreal setting.
I'm gonna go next to her and hold her hand.
Okay. Yeah,
And
so
I'm-
you walk up to her and you start to touch her hand, and she instantly grabs your hand, and her body is shaking. And you just see
Okay.
that the veins inside her goof, 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 getting
Yeah.
more and more intense, that light trying to push through her whole body, even though it's not strong enough to reach the outer extremities of her anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna like whisper, quietly. I don't want to wake anyone else. And I want I'm gonna whisper, and I'm just be like, I want to whisper to her and say, are you ready to move on? Or do you want to stay?
And she just kind of looks at you, almost a mad look in her eyes. And she tries to talk, and
Don't talk, don't
Ooh.
talk, don't talk, don't
and
talk.
she looks. Roll a d20. Roll an insight check.
She's not looking good. Should we get Dresden awake?
Insight. Insight. Don't you dare wake Dresden.
What? Oh, okay. So
I've got a
he
19.
put his hand in water.
A
That'd be
19.
funny.
You hold her
Give him a little
hand,
bit.
and she's staring into your eyes, and you get the sense that she knows who you are and what you are as she holds your hand. And in these mad eyes, you see pain, longing, a longing for release, for
Okay.
any escape.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Rezik, come here and be my witness. Rezik.
Okay. What's going on? What's
I'm
happening?
gonna hold her hand and I'm gonna say, blink once if you want to help revenge the people who did this to you.
What? What's...
In her eyes, she kind of
And then I'm gonna say,
still
blink
shaking.
once if you give permission for me to use your soul for the good and to defeat this evil.
And she kind of puts her hand on the back of your neck in this violent stretch.
Bringer of death, take me with you.
Oh my.
Rezik, let it be known that this was voluntarily done. And I suck her soul.
Oh.
So
Is
you
it?
put
Oh.
your you have these you have this inner need, this almost.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, I will avenge you. And then
Rezik, you're standing there and you see in Trust's eyes something very untrust-like. When Trust looks back at you, you see almost a red glow where the whites used to be of her eyes, almost this angry being. You see a shadow in the dark. It's nighttime. The moon has gone down and you're in darkness, but you see a shadow spread across the room. These two wings up, up, up from behind Trust, and they cradle this woman before her. She puts her head down to this woman, and her lips touch this woman's mouth, and you feel this woman as her eyes go wide. They start to bulge from her head as if her very lungs are being sucked out of her throat. And this moment goes on just a little too long, her body almost shaking, and then the woman eyes open, this almost gray glaze, like her eyes have been burned out of her head.
Ooh.
Cover her face as she
Gotta
falls
figure out a
down.
nicer way to do
And
this.
just the skin, it's like the muscle and sinew and the meat of her body has been sucked dry. You just see almost a mummified corpse before you.
Oh God.
And Trust, you suck in that power, and instantly as you suck in this soul, you like a baseball bat in a pane of glass, you start to just shatter this soul into thousands of pieces, like a mortar and pestle, as it's grinding it down, and you're absorbing it into your body, and this pure sense of power overwhelms you as the soul fills your body and starts to streak across you in all different ways until you start to search for the soul, and you kind of have to contain it inside yourself. So it takes you a little while to control it, but you finally do control it, and you feel it sitting deep inside your belly, this warm, nurturing, again, maternal feeling inside you. And Rezik, you see, after a few moments, that shadow in the shadow start to recede back into Trust.
Why is it always me?
I want to close her eyes if I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do as much.
And I want to like very tenderly pick her up.
Okay.
And,
Roll me another d20.
Oh, okay. Am I adding anything to it?
Yeah, a wisdom save.
Wisdom save +1, 12.
A 12. So you start to cradle her, but then a scent hits your nose. You look around and you see the other injured, bleeding people in this room. And you start to see just, it's light, but you feel that purplish, dark blue blood. You can hear the heartbeats of everyone in this room beating.
Trust, you
Echoing
promised Pop.
throughout the room.
You promised
Rezik,
Pop that you wouldn't.
Rezik, get me out of
Take-
here. Rezik, get me out of here.
Fine, let's go. Come on, and I'll help them carry the body out.
I'm gonna bury it, but
Okay, so you take this
fine,
woman. You
fine.
take this woman out, and Trust. Once the night air hits your face, you start to feel yourself cool down, almost as like putting a hot iron in a bucket of water, as the scent is not as intense here, and your emotions are not quite as contained in this space. They're not magnified 1,000 times over, and you can hear Rezik's heartbeat quite fast in his chest, but you understand where you're at, and you have a full control of what's going on. Even though your emotions may be betraying you, your mind is still in control.
So,
Rezik.
Yep, mm-hmm.
help me give her a proper burial.
Yep, you got it. Mm-hmm. Proper burial. She was
And you
asking for
heard.
it.
You heard. She wanted me to do this. She asked me to
Yes.
do this. She
Mhm.
literally physically pulled me to her.
Yes. We
You
will
was there,
talk.
right? You witnessed
Mhm.
it. I'm not making
Listen,
this
right
up.
now you have a crazy look in your eyes, so I'm not going to fight you on this right now. But we'll talk later. Right? Let's bury this woman and make sure that she has a proper burial, like you said. Right?
Yes.
Where are you burying this woman?
Well, is there like anywhere where they've started to bury people? Is there
No,
a
not
graveyard
in
we've seen?
Seashell Vidae. There wasn't really anyone who was necessarily killed outright here.
Mm.
Most of the slaughter happened in First Run.
Did we, in the time we've spent here, have we come across a graveyard of sorts?
There wasn't really a graveyard, but there are many. I mean, there's a lot of farms. There's a lot of land here. There's plenty of places to bury someone.
This is tricky, right? So, should we
Yeah,
start?
hiding a body is very tricky, yes.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't really feel like dressing, waking up in the morning and figuring out what happened because he is a big fuddy-duddy fart about this and he won't believe you or me that she literally pulled me to her and asked me to do this. Unless you think
No,
you're
I
right, in
know.
which case we can put her back. I
I
don't
mean,
want to be secretive about this, but he's very unconvinced that this could be a good thing.
I don't think anyone's, as much as in my head right now, I want to make it happen, I don't think anyone in the world is ever going to be like, oh, you just took this, so okay, it's for a righteous cause, great. No, we have to definitely hide this body for sure. So, no, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm freaking out a little bit right now because we can be. Okay,
Listen, I'm sorry. I am very regretful that, this is how it looks afterwards. I'd like to find a way, maybe where it's not, because it doesn't look nice. But she asked me to do it.
No, you're right. But, okay. All right. Two options. One option is be extremely, truthful and say this woman wanted you to take her soul because it's your ability and you're able to use it for vengeance, or two, hide the body because no one's going to believe that. So we have, it's pretty basic. So.
I really don't want to be sneaky about it. I think it will only make things worse. Oh, why can't I be like an angel of death? Like a good thing, like I'm an angel, but you're dying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me use your soul in your afterlife to avenge your death. Yay!
If that's the play you want, we can go for that. We can try something, but it will be very difficult.
Hear me out. You're a wizard, right? If we put her in some water, you think she'll get less wrinkly?
How would me being a wizard help me know how bodies do in water?
I don't know. You're smart.
I don't know.
You do stuff experiments. I don't know.
I do read a lot.
Rehydrate the body.
Yes. No, but okay. No, it won't. It won't help at all.
James, on a scale of 1 to 10, how terrifying does this body look? 10 being
body doesn't look. It doesn't look great. I mean, it definitely does not look natural. It looks like a body that has been dead for a lot longer than it is. And not to mention the burned out eyes were quite unnatural looking.
I didn't know it was going to look this bad. I really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I want to find a way to make it happen, but I just think that if we try to be honest, people are going to just get really mad at us and want to kill us. So put us in prison.
We're already leaving, right?
Well, in a day when our boat's fixed. I haven't fixed yet.
Right.
Okay, if you want to be honest, we will go back right now. We will just be as honest as possible and say, this woman, literally, her dying breath was, I want you to take my soul and get revenge. And then hopefully it pans out and we're fine. If not, we'll have to just run out of town. Or, I don't know.
How fixed do you think we can get the boat right now?
Not at all, because I don't know how to fix boats.
We just gotta
So
put
we're in a
sword.
bit of a pickle, darling.
Okay, I don't like either option. Is there a third option? Can you, like, disguise her to look not scary?
Okay, option 3. Okay, I'm gonna go. Option 3 is we could literally hide. We can hide the body. I can go back. I can make myself look like her for a bit, and be like, "Hey, I'm fine. How's it going? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go and leave town now, and then leave forever." Or option 4, we could like put something on her and be like, "Oh, this is like an artifact of the Ashen Riders, and it's known to like kill them and make the bodies all mummified or whatever." And that's like option 4. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Workshop, workshop. So it's up to you.
Dresden, I feel like... Oh, Dresden. Resik, I feel like you're...
Oh, dare you! No, sorry, I'm
no.
kidding. Sorry.
I'm flustered. I keep thinking about
I
how
know.
mad Dresden will
Resik.
be at me if he finds out.
Rezek, roll a wisdom save.
Oh my! 19
Just a casual
plus
Resik and Trust mess around.
22. We're just two kids just
22.
having a good time. All right.
It's strange. Trust right now in this heightened state is almost glowing, and as she sweats about this, you start to feel an allure. Something about Trust is like drawing you in a very profound way. You manage to keep a handle on it because you understand that the situation's weird, but like it's almost like your emotions almost you're holding this dead body and you're almost feeling romantic notions pulling at the back of your mind. As if you can see Trust's... You feel like you can just see Trust sweating, and you can smell her scent in the air as her eyes still glowing just a little bit.
Can I feel myself being more charming? Or, like, can I feel this power of mine? Or do I not have a clue?
Roll an insight check. Because you are a little bit distressed right now.
Damn. That was almost really cool. It's 7.
7. Yeah, you're ramping it up, and as your emotions get ramped up, the more your emotions get ramped up, the more Rezik's just like... You see a look on his face, maybe. That's strange. You don't clock what it is or why it is, and Rezik doesn't. Rezik can choose to tell you or not. But the more you flail about Rezik, the more you just feel that allure, and you're able to keep a lid on it. Partly because you know that Eva is with you as well, and so it's like there's always somebody watching. So it's weird.
We could bury the body and then leave a note behind. I'm pretty good at writing.
Wait. This is okay. What if
Yes.
we go back and we start a fire right on her cot, but we make sure that Dresden wakes up and saves everybody, but her body's too burnt up.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You're so smart, Trust. We should do that.
Do I notice a shift in his behavior towards me?
No, it's extenuating circumstances. It's a weird night.
Freaked out.
It's a weird night right now. Yeah, Rezik is just always a little bit weird.
Let's head back and do that. By the way, I wrote you a poem.
Right,
Read that later.
Time.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry. Let's go. Let's head back and burn this body. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go.
Okay. So we'll sneak back in.
Okay, roll a stealth check, both of you.
Oh God.
I'm gonna get a little bit of like oil, like lantern oil from the boat, and then I'm gonna use that to kind of get back.
I got a 6.
You walk back into the room, Trust, before Rezik enters, and you see Dresden staring at you, awake, just sitting on a chair.
Dresden, what are you doing awake? I say loud enough for Rezik to hear, who is carrying the body.
And Dresden looks around at the people sleeping.
with the body.
Whoa.
Trust, keep it down.
Sorry. What are you doing away? What is going on?
What are you doing sneaking around?
I smelled something weird. I came to see if everything was okay.
I think everything's fine.
Okay, good. Then my job here is done. And I walk back out.
Okay, yeah.
Like, dresses away.
Can you just...
Do you have like a shrinking spell? Can we make her really small?
I don't think I can make a dead body really small, unfortunately. Wait, no, maybe I can. I think it's objects too. Ugh, God, this is really getting...
Yeah, I'll admit, I don't like to see that. I just tried to do the nice lady a favour, and now I feel rather in a pickle.
Yeah, I think it's also objects. Yeah.
I mean, a dead body is
Yeah.
in the gray zone of an object or a person,
Object.
right? So, yeah.
It doesn't have-
It would work.
She doesn't have a soul anymore. Definitely an object.
There you go.
Yep. Alright. So, we doing that, I guess?
How small can you make it? How small can you make her?
I can make her, like, half the size she is now?
And then can you cast it again and make it even smaller?
Even smaller? No! Goodness, okay. This has
Just
gotten
put it in
really
my
hairy.
pack, and then we can get rid of it later.
Put it in your pack?
I don't know what to do! I
Let's
want
just-
to give
okay,
her the proper
here,
respect, but I
here.
don't want to get caught either!
Here, hey, trust. How about just guide Dresden out of the room somehow. Talk him into going out of the room somehow. And then when you guys are away from the room, I will walk back in and I will put the body back, alright?
Yeah, but he's gonna know if she looks so dehydrated.
Well, I'm going to burn the body, like you said.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, he's really scary. He really scares me. Okay, I can do
know.
this. I can do this. What if I disguise myself as a child and I'm like, Mister, I heard a weird sound outside.
Sure.
God, this is
Sure.
so bad.
This is really bad. We've gotten into... I mean, you look amazing, but this is really bad. When the moon is just hitting you right.
Love
Like, it's just
that.
Coweyes and
there.
Cornelia, both of you guys roll me a d20 perception check.
Oh, okay, it's
Maybe
gonna be so mad.
Coweyes
she
with
didn't witness
disadvantage.
I rolled a
Sorry,
19.
just a 19. So Cornelia, you
I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1.
oh, Coweyes, unfortunately you're asleep.
Well, you re-roll once. You re-roll. Roll.
Oh yeah, you re-roll ones.
Okay.
But Cornelia, you're
I
standing
rolled
on...
another natural 20. So there you go.
Oh my god. So Coweyes, you wake up. There's been a lot of stuff that's
I'm
happened
awake.
lately. But you wake up, you open your eyes to you hear coming from the shore. As Cornelia, you just kind of stand on top of the bow and you watched Rezik, clear as night, run out with a body in his arms, and then they run back and forth and they're bickering, and then Trust kind of wanders back into the house and then comes back out really quickly, and they start bickering, and then Rezik kind of scampers off to the side of the house.
How many
you guys
feet
watch
are
them
they
do
away?
this dance. They're maybe 50 feet away.
Trust.
Can I send Rezik a message?
Sure. So Rezik, you hear in your head, this voice just pops in.
Rezik, what are you doing?
Nothing. How are you doing? What's up?
I said, what are you doing?
Just taking a stroll, seeing the sights. What are you
What do
doing
you
up
have
right
in
now?
your hand? Can I see that far?
Yeah, you can.
What? Do you need help? Are you in any
Yes.
trouble?
Yes.
You guys.
Cornelia, who are you talking to?
Trust, we've been spotted.
Do you see those two over there?
Yeah, I mean, I heard them. They were
Cornelia.
whispering incredibly loudly. I mean, they're even louder than the surf.
She's great. She's got to be sneaky. She might have an idea. She won't judge me.
Yeah, let's go over there. I was thinking, by the way, we can give them a what's that called again when you put someone on a boat and they go out and then you shoot an arrow and burn the boat?
I don't know. I grew up on the
Oh.
streets of the capital.
Well, I'm just saying that could be maybe an option. You know, just give them proper sea burial instead of the fire
That's a
thing.
thing. I really like that. I really
I've
like
heard
that.
of
That's
it.
a thing. I really like it.
I assume I hear
She'll
what
get
Rezik
proper-
is saying.
You only hear 25 words, and it's only 6
What are-
seconds, so it pretty quickly cuts
Okay.
out.
What are they holding?
We'll see.
It's weird.
They've
looking.
seen us.
Is
Let's
it?
go
It's
over
like a suit, like a jumpsuit. Really? What is that?
Where's it gone? Look
Alright.
at Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Is that a,
No,
Is that a-
they've seen us. Let's
is
go
that a
over there.
person? Do you have a person?
Do we need a tiny boat? Where are we gonna?
Yeah,
tiny
you guys hear from far off. Is that a person?
boat? Put it down. Put it down.
I'm walking. I'm gonna walk over there. Come on.
No. Tell Cordy you gotta come over
No.
here. We don't want to go to the
No.
boat. Less people better. Less people better.
Do I hear all this? Can I just stroll
We're
over?
in this.
Yeah,
we
you can
can't
stroll
handle
over
this
if you want.
too much.
You guys
Let's-
need to
we
keep
should
it
go.
down
Let's
and
go.
quit mentioning a body. Quiet.
Okay. Don't freak out. Don't. Is she over? Does she walk over?
Yeah, they both walk over to you
Yeah.
guys.
I want to let
God.
Sarah. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Mm-hmm.
Freak out.
I mean, it's why? Why? Who?
We
Um,
need to get to a secure area immediately. Someone is going to see us. We need to get out of here.
What'd you guys
Are there
do?
a wooded area near us at all? Or trees?
Maybe
Let's
a
go
mile.
to those trees. Let's go to those trees.
Maybe a half mile off the woods start.
Go to our
loosely,
boat.
but
It
then
has
a mile
inside.
off. There's a pretty thick forest that starts.
So,
Oh, that's far. Let's go to the
what
boat.
is
We can,
happening? Are we?
whatever's
you guys-
happening, we can talk below deck where no one can see us.
No.
Is that- No?
Well,
Do we
you
see a body at this point?
Oh, clearly, yeah. Rezik's got this very small woman's frame, which you can assume, or you assume it's a woman's frame. It's only maybe it's shrunken, almost unnaturally, but small.
Trust,
So-
you are literally glowing right now, but it's faint time brain and you can't think properly. You need help. Go with them.
Fine, but if Fitz finds out, oh, he's drunk. It's fine. Okay.
Did
Yeah.
you
Kellwise
kill a kid?
and Cornelia,
What happened?
both of you guys roll me a
No.
wisdom save.
You stop talking about that right now, and oh my god, you're
8.
An 8.
8 as well.
8. Both of you guys feel, despite the situation, you feel, for lack of a better word, charmed by Trust, and you feel open to any kind of suggestions that Trust might have. Anything that Trust might suggest might seem like a really good idea.
I mean, it seems like something really went wrong here, but
Can we also? Oh,
maybe we can find some sort of solution.
That's
Does anyone?
what we're trying to do.
Do you have an idea?
Let's
Are we
get in
walking back?
private.
We're walking
Let's
back.
get in private. Yes, let's walk back. Let's walk back.
Okay.
how do we explain a missing body?
I don't
We need to
want
talk about that in private, please.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. To the boat or to the woods?
To the boat. To the boat.
Yeah.
To the boat. Let's go.
You
To
said
the boat.
to the boat. I want to
Let's
go
go
to
to
the
the
woods.
boat.
You said the boat.
I mean, the wood. Either's fine. Woods or the boat. Boat's closer.
Okay.
I'm
fine.
already going to the boat.
Going to the boat. Okay, great. Let's
Okay,
go to
you
the
guys
boat.
head over to the boat, and you see Slug sleeping happily in his drunken
Oh, that's
stupor,
good.
and Fitz as well on deck, just kind of
Get away from
passed
them.
out.
Get away from them.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Here is the situation. This woman was dying, and Trust asked them if they could take their soul to get revenge for them, and they agreed to it. So, it's kind of above board.
She literally took my neck and pulled me towards her.
And she was
However-
dying.
Very much so. Very much so dying.
Did you try to?
Even speak.
Did you try to cure her first?
I don't. She said she wanted. I said, blink once if you want me to end this pain for you, and she blinked. And then I said, blink once if you want to take revenge on those that did this to you. And she blinked, and she grabbed my neck and said, Angel. No, what'd she say? Did she say Angel?
Angel's like, Angel of Death, take me. I forget. I don't know.
She said, Angel of Death, take me. And pulled me towards her. Isaac saw it. He could confirm. And he's very
You see
trustworthy.
it. It's actually a good point that you could have maybe healed, but we're far past that. Yeah.
But,
Are you the Angel of Death?
I mean, I guess I am Angel of Death, and Angel of Death. I don't know if I'm the Angel of Death, but
Yeah.
anyways,
That's
Dresden's
nice.
literally never going to see this as a good thing, and I'd like him to never find out. And but we don't know what to do with the body because it looks a little bit scary, and he would know immediately what happened, and I don't want him to know.
Is that Macy?
Oh,
No.
that's who?
Oh, okay. Well,
I
Alright.
mean,
Then,
I didn't recognize her, did I?
No.
No, it's not Macy.
So,
okay.
here are the facts. We have a few options here. We can either bury the body somewhere out of town, or we can put the body back and explain to the villager or the townspeople exactly what happened. And it's part of our good cleric friends here ability to bring his soul to the next phase of life. And this is all a good thing.
Yeah,
Other options are I'll leave a note, or I can fake like I'm her for a day.
How far away is first run?
First
whatever.
run is maybe a couple dozen and a half miles. Like 20 miles
Like-
away.
How
was a
and
half
how
a
long
day.
did the travel? It was half a day. Okay, so can't put her back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was by horse.
Yeah. Well,
You,
Rezik said that apparently a very honourable way to send someone off is to put them on a boat and fire arrows at it. That might attract a lot of attention.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that.
Rezik?
Yep.
No.
We don't have
Oh,
a smaller boat, though, is the problem. Or
Oh, I'm so dumb. I am so sorry, you beautiful, beautiful creature. I actually have a spell that I can
Please break
swim and breathe underwater for an hour. So I will just go and I will take them out, half an hour out into the water, and then come back and leave the body out there. There you go.
So that doesn't explain. What are we going to tell everybody?
We don't have to tell them anything. Why would we know about a person that disappeared in the village?
He just
You know?
disappeared.
Or we can just say we give them a proper water burial.
Did anybody
maybe.
see you go in there or come out?
No.
Nobody?
Not that I know of, but I went to go back in there and Dresden's awake. So he probably knows she's missing, but not where she is yet.
well, he's not that bright. So maybe he didn't notice.
I want to do right by her, and I don't want to just, like, throw her out.
What if we wrap the body and put it in a safe place for the morning, and then we tell everyone that she passed? And
Why would
That's
we know
that.
that? We wasn't
because you were
sleeping
in
with her.
there, you went to check on Dresden, and
He's
you saw
already
that she had
awake. I
passed.
don't think he'll believe that.
The problem is that the body looks like it's like super decayed, so it's gonna be more than just they just passed in their sleep. Obviously, that's the problem.
Hmm.
do you
I didn't know that part was going to happen. I feel real bad about it.
I know it's not totally your fault.
It just seems so benign when you talked about it. I mean, you were saving, saving her from a fate worse
I
than
made
death.
sure.
I mean, yeah.
As Rezik, I made real sure that it was consensual. He was there.
Oh, I
It
believe
is
that.
true. It is true.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't
believe
think
it.
anyone else is going to believe it.
I don't
They
think so
might.
either.
I mean, you're very trustworthy. It's in the name.
I don't want us to get run out, though. I mean, not that we can go anywhere until the boat's fixed.
Okay, guys, we have to make a decision here. All right, so either we are going to tell the townspeople that they took their soul, and it's a good thing. We'll spin it, or hide the body. What are we voting for? Okay. So first option: tell the townspeople. Hands up if you want to do that.
Well, it's what I want to do. I'm just afraid it's not going to go well.
I want to
I've
do
played-
that.
Yeah, if
Jaymes,
Trust wants to do that, then I want to do that.
I've played music in this town several times. Do I have a feeling that the town is like charmed by me?
You're like a local hero.
I'm like a local hero. I'm a bard.
You played for them in the beginning, and they were thrilled to have you, though you did get looks from people. But then again, when you went to first run, you played music and they loved your music, but those kids immediately were like, thought you were a beastman or a demon.
That's true.
So you get the feeling it's a pretty volatile thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of it could go either way. You don't get a clear sense that these people are very accepting to things that are different than their own, but they are in very unique circumstances right now. So that could definitely play to your hand.
We could wrap the body up and make it very ceremonial, maybe find some flowers, put it around that, and then you can play some music in the morning and just say, they passed, and I am here to help them move on to the next phase, the next journey in the cycle of life, you know?
That works for the town, but Dresden's not going to buy it.
Well, we have to get over that. I mean, he's gonna
He's gonna
give
kill
you
me,
offers no matter what.
Isaac, he's gonna kill me!
He's not gonna kill you. You'll be fine.
kill
You'll be
me.
mad. Listen, I don't want anything to happen to your precious face, but we have to be logical here, all right?
Okay, how about we do all that, but I'm gonna hide in the boat and not come out.
What? No, the whole plan is that you are the bard who
play the guitar.
Yeah, that's
Man,
what-
yeah, not guitar.
It's a ukulele, cow-wise.
Apologies.
Gosh.
We also, I would like, maybe we can also make her body look like a beastman attacked her. I don't want to leave her anywhere, but put her somewhere.
Let's just bury her body in the woods. I mean, by the time they find it someday, we'll be long gone.
All right, Trust, if that's what you want to do.
Don't like
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's up to you. We want to honor what you want
We're
to
gonna
do.
have
If you
to-
want
we're
Can't
gonna-
disagree.
We're gonna have to deal with Dresden no matter what we do.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be okay.
Well, I'll do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's-
you
what's
guys,
the plan, then?
you guys start wandering towards the woods.
No, if we're getting rid of the body, then I'm going to use my alter self spell, dive into the water with the body, take it 30 minutes out, and then leave
Oh.
it, come 30 minutes back. Easy.
Rezi.
And I'll make sure it's like way down. What?
But
No, never mind. I've done enough tonight. You
what?
should weigh it down. You should weigh it down so it doesn't flow.
Of course, you beautiful angel. Of course.
that's a great point.
Oh.
That's a great point. I'm sure we have something heavy in the boat that we could use. I mean, we had a bunch of, timber and stuff, maybe something like that would work, or maybe we can go and like ransack the town and grab some heavy
I'm
stuff.
Sure
that
there's
we could
some
talk-
rocks along the
Do we see
shoreline.
bolters?
Right?
Oh, rocks. That's genius.
So, okay,
That's so smart.
Trust, I'm going to give you this final chance. Are you sure you do not want to be honest and just try to make this thing work where you do it in public? Are you very, very sure about this? Because I don't want you to do what we want you to do. I want you to do what you want to do.
I feel like that's not a decision I can make on my own, because if we're honest about it, they're going to turn on all of us, not just me.
That's smart.
So that's not just a me decision.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we just leave this town and never come back.
Well, I mean, that's the plan anyways, but we need time to, fix stuff.
Trust, you hear
Alright.
something from the other side of the boat.
Oh, God.
Something
What do I-
stirring. Something almost a crack of a board, and you turn and you see Fitz.
No, really,
I tackle him.
Sleep spell. No, what are you?
Sorry.
You tackle him? Alright, so you just kind of and he falls to the ground. Oh, we're under attack! We're under attack!
God.
Trust.
Did you cast a sleep spell or not, Melissa? I didn't know.
didn't know.
Shush. Oh, okay.
I did.
thought
I
the
was
shush-
calming Fitz down.
You cast it?
okay.
I didn't cast it. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I didn't know.
And Fitz kind of looks at you wide-eyed for just a second, then his eyes kind of something else.
Sleep spell. Sleep spell. Sleep spell.
Trust. I didn't know you
Might-
felt this way about me.
I might fix
Well,
you.
it's
I
this
didn't.
is terribly.
This
This
I
is
thought there was
terribly,
a bug on you. I thought there was a really
embarrassing.
big bug on you. I was trying to get it off.
Oh,
if I
is
put
that
Trust
what
to
we're
sleep?
telling everyone? Oh, everyone's here.
That'll be fine.
This is
All right.
I get.
they know the
I'm
place
like.
it is.
Whoa.
I'm gonna cast it and try to just hit Fitz.
All right.
If I fall asleep, wake me up.
I can do that. I think actually.
Yeah.
Might wake
you
him up
cast
too, though.
sleep, and he's just like, we really should go somewhere more private.
Thank God. Okay.
All right.
What are we
This
doing?
whole thing is making me way too attractive to other people. James, does it feel like does it feel like I can like hide the soul deeper within me, like to like lessen its effects?
I think it's just a matter of there's just residual. You have this high. Your emotions are also high, so like it's a combination of that, and then there's just residual spirit energy flowing through you that you still haven't gotten fully capped off.
Okay.
And so it's just like it's like your for lack of a better term, you've got this post-coital glow to you that is brimming with energy, and it just takes a little while for you to get all your pheromone receptors to calm it down a little bit, and it's getting there.
Yeah.
You can feel your charm waning. Kelwise, you and Cornelia kind of feel less of an impulse to agree with Trust, but it's still there.
Am I putting together that like my heightened emotions is affecting?
Roll an insight
putting
check.
that
Roll another
together at all?
insight check. Yeah, it's been enough time, and everyone's acting just a little weird, but
Damn it.
In my lingering moments, I went to go grab rocks,
Okay,
to weigh the
yeah.
body down.
so you
Yeah.
grab
I rolled
rocks
a
to weigh the body.
9.
A 9. Yeah, still not putting it together. It's just the weirdness of the night. You're trying to
I'm
put
putting
this
my
body together.
hands
You know,
on
Fitz was
Trust.
super drunk, so like that could explain a lot.
Put my hands on Trust's shoulders. I'm going to. Oh my! Even your body is just like it's just. You're like electric right now. Okay, listen. What do you want to do?
I don't want to
We're
be
running
in
out of luck.
trouble. I don't want to
We're
be in
running out of luck.
trouble.
Make a decision, Trust.
The people will never understand. Even if we're honest. We'll take her out to sea. She's not there anymore. She's with me, and I will honor her in every way possible.
All right. Then we'll do what we have to do. And I'm going to get the rocks from Kelwise, and I'm going to use Alter Self, and use my aquatic ability, and I'm going to take the body out, 30 minutes, and then leave it, come back.
Okay, you cast Alter
I'm going
Self
to wait.
to give
Rocks are
yourself
heavy.
the ability to breathe, and you walk along the seafloor in almost complete darkness. And you can see the faint glow of the stars above you, but you start to walk out, and after 5 minutes or so, the shelf drops precipitously down. You start to feel yourself slowly sliding way, way, way down. You're not that far out, but it's dark, and it gets darker, and you have this body with the rocks.
That's okay. I have prestidigitation, so once in a while I'll just like make a little flash so I can kind of see where I'm going.
Does prestidigitation have a vocal component to it?
Yeah, but I can breathe underwater, so I assume
Well, you
I'm
can
okay.
breathe underwater, but roll me an arcana check, real quickly.
is what it would sound like. I
That
think.
is a 21.
A 21. Yeah, so you managed to get it off, but it's very, very tough to do underwater. It's just the phrasing is hard. It takes you a couple tries to get the hang of it. And you do it, and you make a little flash of light just around you, just ever so slightly, and you see just a vast darkness that just descends downward in a profound way.
Tight. So yeah, still same plan. Gonna walk out there and do it, and then come back.
Yeah, and you start to walk maybe 10 minutes, and you start to feel an immense amount of pressure. Not just on, it's not just the rocks now. You start to feel an inward pressure on yourself as you can't even see the stars above you anymore. And every once in a while, you feel something around you move. Just currents and such, dragging you down and down. Almost like the ocean itself is starting to push down on your body.
All right. Well, I guess before it gets too much, I'll just leave the body.
Okay.
It's pretty deep now, and then I'll go back.
Roll me a survival
Make sure
check.
it's weighed down pretty nicely. Okay. And by the way, my swimming speed is my movement now.
Yeah.
So once I leave the body, I'm able to like move.
Yeah,
at my
exactly.
my walk.
It's just a matter of like, you're going to try and turn around and head back to the way you came.
That's going to be a 14.
A 14. It's pretty hard. You turn around and you think, yeah, this is the direction I was heading. It's complete darkness right now, so we'll head this way. So you head in a direction. You still going along the ocean floor?
I'm going to, once I leave the body, I'll just start to try to go up, and I can swim freely. I can.
Okay,
just
yeah,
swim.
so you pop up, and you look around, and you are maybe 15, 20 degrees off. And so you reorient yourself towards the boat, and you manage to swim back
Great.
without much. And you find you were pretty far out. You were pretty far out.
Cool.
Just the ocean itself gets so deep at that point that it would have been hard to go down any farther without any kind of specialized gear. And you do
Gotcha.
feel like your body, coming up, you feel your body, not in a painful way, but in an achy way, kind of groan as you move quickly up through the ocean. But you manage to get back to the ship pretty
And
quickly.
you'll see a kind of almost Eric Karate-esque Rezek come out of the water, have gills and everything, and I'll just shake them off and go back to my regular form. All right, job done.
Ow.
I feel horrible about it, but it's done. I need some sleep.
Thank you, Rezik. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so weird. I wasn't thinking about it earlier, but maybe we should have buried the body on land, because maybe like family members would have wanted to go and pay their respects or something. It just like completely escaped me earlier for some reason.
Well, that would be the route of telling them that we did it, and that's what Trust said we shouldn't do. So.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
We could still tell everybody like they died. We gave them a water burial if you want to, but at this point,
it's not
I'm
really
just
our
tired.
place to do that.
Mum's the word.
I didn't want you all to get in trouble for what. Oh, I'm so sorry. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was, right?
I mean, she
I
asked
still
me
charmed?
to.
You were never charmed. You had resisted it. You just
So that
felt
I was
that
slightly-
you felt the
okay.
allure. Yeah, you felt it, but you were in control of
Okay.
yourself. You didn't feel compelled to have to agree with Trust.
Okay.
It was Kelwise and Cornelia that felt strongly compelled to agree with anything she said.
Honestly,
which is
Trust,
now
after
kind
having
of
that
faded.
It's
that
It's
the
faded,
dip in the
yeah.
cold water, I'm a little bit more aware now of what just happened, and I understand what you're trying to do, but you made a promise to Pup, and I don't know how this soul thing works. I don't know if it
I
means
made
that
a
you
promise
literally
to
are.
Pup that I wouldn't take anyone good soul, but this lady said, take it. I don't.
I know, but we don't know if the soul gets consumed by you or what. I mean, I have literally a soul sister follow me around, and if you consumed her, I'd be pretty upset. So, just saying.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Because she
Wouldn't you?
is very nice. No, and you want to get a handle on her because she's over here asking me to suck out any random soul of a body that looks cute so she could take it. So you talk to her about that.
What?
I didn't tell you that.
And that's when you guys
Listen.
hear, right behind you, footsteps. And you turn around and you hear, "Why the hell are you guys yelling in the middle of the night?" And you see Dresden standing there, arms crossed, angry, disapproving look upon his face, which you're used to. And that's where we're going to take a break for the night.
Whisper loudly, Dresden.
We're going to go on a break, everybody.
I didn't know it.
I am so stressed out!
That was great. That was just like such a dilemma, man.
We're going to go on a quick break. We're going to get...
I'm so scared!
Hi.
The night, still cool, actually pretty cold now. You feel a mix of emotions running through your body after all the things that just transpired. And the very tall, very large axe wavers in the starlight in front of you, arms crossed. You see Dresden standing on the dock, staring at you all. And you can't quite see his face, those of you who don't have dark vision, because the moon has gone down. But you know the look he's giving you right now.
Is it a look like he knows? Or...
I mean,
He's mad.
he would...
Yelling.
Dresden would never betray that secret. You just... He likes to keep you in the dark. Right? Like, you'll never know what Dresden knows or doesn't know. And I guess I'll just pass it off
He
now that we
treats
have
us
Dresden
Yeah,
here.
he's back
Yeah.
now, so.
He treats us like
Yeah, yeah.
He keeps us in the dark and feeds us shit.
So I just heard a bunch of yelling. Is that my
Yeah.
just a bunch of yelling?
Nightmare!
Yelling
I had Cornelia had a nightmare, and then Fitz woke up and was screaming, and so we had to put him back to sleep.
Stop yelling. One.
I'm just talking. I'm just talking to you. I'm not yelling.
Trust. We're not going to lie to a party member. He's got to know what's going on. If
What the hell
anything
are you
happens,
doing?
you know what's going on.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go sit down in a dark corner.
And Dresden, you would notice Trust goes to sit in a dark corner, and there's just the hint of a glow coming from
It's the wrong choice.
her, just kind of her essence. Her aura is glowing a little bit.
All right. Well, why is she glowing?
All right,
Listen,
Dresden.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's going on, but I need you to promise that you will sit there and listen until we say everything, all right? Because the whole story is very important.
Am I gonna like this story?
No,
Nope.
but you need to listen to the whole
Nope.
story. Please, promise me that.
Sure.
No, promise me that. That was not convincing.
All right. I promise. I will
All
listen
right.
to the entirety of your story.
Story
Okay.
that never ends.
No, it ends probably with Dresden strangling me, but he's gonna listen to it all.
I wouldn't strangle you.
Okay, well, you might. So
I wouldn't strangle you.
I woke
Use
up.
the axe, right?
I woke up from a sleep I don't remember taking. I look at Cornelia. And I smelled something really funny.
What was that?
Well, I think she put me to sleep on it. I didn't
It
go
was
to
an
sleep.
accident.
What do you?
Yeah, we never got to the bottom of that. Because I woke up here too, and that was strange. And I had a
Yeah,
blanket
let's
on
get to
me.
the
And
more important
Yeah.
part of
That's
this.
changing the subject.
So I woke up and it smelled funny. It smelled real sweet, almost like cinnamon, coming from the village. And no
You
one
mean
else.
The village full of dead bodies and open wounds.
Yeah,
No.
it
Wow.
didn't smell right. Okay, it didn't smell right, and I was worried. Okay, I didn't know if the Ashen Riders were back or something else was happening, and maybe it was a poison I was smelling.
The Ashen
So-
Riders were in town just sanding down sticks of cinnamon.
I don't know how every poison smells and every magical spell smells. I was worried, all right? And so I went to check it out, and Rezik came with me, and it led into the room of all the sick people, and
Yeah.
I went over to this woman who was coughing and just not. She was not well, right? I mean, none of them was.
One of the women that I was taking care of.
And I went over to her, and I held her hand, and I just talked to her. I promise. And Rezik was right there. He can back up everything I'm saying, and you know him. He couldn't lie if he was paid to do it.
And what
Um,
was
He's not good at lying. We all know he's very truthful. So I held her hand, and I asked if she just wanted this to all be over, and she tried to talk.
Who asks questions like that?
People who see people dying and hurting in need. All right. Sometimes it's kinder to put someone or something out of its misery, Dresden. Have you never experienced that? No, of course you didn't grow up on the streets with people dying of sickness all around you.
No, I grew up on the streets with people dying of other people killing other people all around me.
Yeah. And we've
Okay, great. This is not the point. I held her hand, and I was talking with her, and I said,
What was her name?
well, that's the thing. When she tried to talk, and she couldn't. So I said, stop talking. That looks painful. She was like, I was like, don't do that. That doesn't sound good. And so I looked at her, and I said, blink once if you want this all to be over. And she blinked.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
you promised you'd listen!
I'm listening.
You promised! So she blinked once, and I kept asking questions. I said,
I'm going to watch and make sure this is private, by the way. I'm look out for anybody.
This is not private. This trust is broadcasting throughout the town.
no, I'm not! We're not so far away!
You're not
So
that
we're
far
that
away.
dumb,
You were
we're that
50.
dumb?
You were like 50 feet away when they were on the shoreline. The mayor's house
So
is
we're
pretty
all
close.
we're imbeciles, and we're gonna yell. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
inside. I was talking at a normal level. I just yelled at him that he would listen, but I'm talking at a normal level.
The talking,
inside a
yes.
ship.
We're stage whispering right now. We're stage talking.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're stage
I'm
yelling.
talking very quietly.
No, I'm just
And
saying.
then
There were a few moments where Trust's voice rang out as there's a hole in the bottom of the boat, the side of the boat. It projects a little bit more than normal.
So we're complete dumbasses.
Like a big speaking trumpet, really.
Look, no one in this
Are we
town
really?
seems to be stirring or doing much of anything.
Well,
Except
we
dying.
realize how loud we are, so we're keeping it down now.
So, I asked again, and I said, do you want to enact revenge on those who did this to you? And she asked to blink once, and she blinked. Then she grabbed me, and said, Angel of Death, end this! And she pulled me towards her.
So she could talk now? Now she could talk?
She Angel of Death. I made her stop before it sounded painful.
But you could understand her perfectly.
Yes, Rezik was there. I'm not lying. I'm too
This
scared
is
gonna
to
get
lie
to
to
him.
you.
We're
mostly
gonna get
true.
to him.
This is 99% true.
What am I not saying right?
And then what did you do? You killed this woman.
I let her live on.
Oh, so you didn't kill her. Great. So she's back in that room, just sleeping soundly?
No.
Oh. So where is she? Words, please.
I looked at my stomach.
You ate this woman?
Okay. I'm going to insist that I'm going to look around and make sure that nobody. I mean, I can't look around and make sure we're totally private right now.
I mean, you can look. Yeah. I mean, like, now that Trust isn't yelling nearly as loud, you could look around. There doesn't seem like anybody's.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of monitor. I'm gonna walk around the ship, monitor. You guys can talk. I'm gonna go monitor.
No,
and make sure
you're
we're,
literally
there
my
he
last
goes.
line
Yeah,
of
there he
defense.
What
goes.
she's saying is
Yeah.
mostly true. I gotta watch. Gotta watch.
Yeah,
Fine,
you
tell
kind of
Wise,
just.
you go watch. Tell Wise, go
so
watch. Tell Wise, go watch.
I can't
Nope.
see much, but okay.
So
And then
you
I'll go help.
and then I
watch.
said, Rezik, get me
Okay.
out of here. This isn't safe. And he
Yeah.
took me
You
out.
look that way.
after you've murdered this woman.
I mean, she was really.
We
she
just
was like
talked about
about
this.
to die. She was literally dying.
Yes, because you killed her.
No, because the Ashen Riders hurt her beyond repair.
I mean, are you a doctor?
Are you?
About as
He's a-
close as you can get,
As a
yeah.
field medic, basically.
Aren't you looking
Well,
out
you didn't
around
do a
and
very
stuff?
good job of
Well,
patching
I
her
have-
up before you
haven't
went
done-
to sleep then, did you?
I don't know. I'm not the one asking women who have had horrible traumatic events, who aren't in their right state of mind, whether or not they want the angel of death to come down and eat their soul. Can you imagine how scared she must have been?
She seemed pretty like she knew what I was and what I could do, and she was like there
Where-
for it.
Where were all of you?
But they was on
I
the
was
ship. They
there.
didn't
I'm not
come
trying-
with us.
Not trying to validate what happened, but I will say the woman did seem like she wanted revenge, and she didn't care what cost it was. She wanted to get
And
back at that.
She
and
knew
like,
exactly what was
maybe
happening. She
Getting
was
better
very-
and spending the rest of her life seeking revenge like a normal person wasn't an option. That wasn't something that she could have
I am
done.
telling you, she literally, with her last strength available, grabbed the back of my neck and pulled me to her. And at that point, really couldn't stop it. She started it.
Well, let's not go that direction.
Was she? You can't put me
you-
to a dying
this-
person that close who's willing and I don't know how
Who
to
went
handle it.
gallivanting about looking for cinnamon souls to suck?
I didn't know I was selling souls. I thought the town was in
So okay,
danger.
so what happened when you looked and were like, oh, that innocent woman who's, dying or maybe on the mend, time might tell, when you're like, oh, that's what smells like cinnamon. You're probably at the threshold of the door. What did you do then?
I mean, she was awake. I just went to talk to her.
I thought she couldn't talk.
I didn't know that until I tried to talk to her, and then it sounded
Listen.
painful, and I told her to stop talking.
What happened happened. It's extremely unfortunate. But this is
Well, that's
basically-
yeah. That's a nice
It's extremely
understatement there, Rez.
but this is the most almost like kind of consenting I've seen when it comes to someone who's about to die and saying, please, I want revenge at any cost. So I will say that. I don't validate it again, but it happened. We have to now basically just move
Rez,
on.
how does that
Because what are we
fence
gonna-
feel that you're straddling? Is it totally up your ass, or is it just mainly
No,
up
no,
your ass?
It's very easy for you to do this right now, but I had to deal with a lot a couple hours ago, so give me a break, please. I didn't ask for this to happen. We are where we are, Dresden. What are we going to do?
Well,
Turn back time?
I guess we have a body we have to entomb and explain. What?
Taken care of.
What did you do?
I brought it out to sea and gave them a burial out in sea. That's all I could do.
You turned this woman into fish food?
Well, eventually, mm-hmm.
You dragged her corpse out to sea?
I mean, she's not really there anymore. She's kind of right here with us.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Why?
Oh,
Why would that seem like a good idea at the time? That's not what good people do.
I know
That's
why.
not a good
I know
thing.
why. I know why it sounded like a good idea at the time. I really wanted to tell
Why,
the truth,
Tress?
but I knew that the townspeople would never understand and that they would turn on all of you as well. And I didn't think that was fair for all of you to be turned on as well.
So you were like, let's just desecrate this woman's body, who I've just murdered and then stolen her soul.
To be fair, we talked about it for a really long time. Give it proper thought.
Like 6, 7 minutes?
Probably like 30.
Oh, 30. Almost
Yeah.
half of an hour. Look at that.
You can kill me now, Dresden, if you'd like.
I'm not... Come here. Come here.
I am.
Oh, you come out of your dark hole. What the fuck were you thinking?
I just wanted to help.
You wanted to help?
It's
That's
all
not
I
how
know.
you help. Helping isn't
Maybe
killing
it's how
people.
I help. She was dead.
She wasn't dead yet. You don't take that from people. It's all they have.
She gave
It's
it.
all they have. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. I'll talk to you later. And I'm walking off.
Hey, let him cool down. Let him cool down. I mean, he's right. Trust. This is horrible. But again, I don't know. I think we just need to all just cool off and get some rest. It's so late. And you are still weakened from the battle earlier. You need to sleep right away.
Okay.
We'll talk in the morning.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything tonight, or is everyone kind of just packing it in?
Yeah, no. I'll just go back to the rest of the people.
Okay. Yeah. So Dresden heads back into that makeshift medical room in Hawkinsmith's manor. And the rest of you guys get some sleep. Try to sleep, at least. A few hours later, the sun starts to rise in the horizon. Some much-needed warmth comes off of those first beams of light of sun. As you guys kind of hop up onto the boat. Fitz starts to stagger around, holding his head, just... I drank way too much. Oh, I have a splitting headache. Someone help me. Carewise.
Did you drink the water like I told you?
The water.
Yeah.
I hardly see how seawater's going to help me.
No, fresh water.
go
You
drink
need fresh
some-
water.
Oh, fresh water. Oh,
Yeah, lots of it.
makes way more sense. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I'll go drink some immediately. He walks down, and Slug
Funny,
is still...
I remember telling you that, and then I don't remember anything after that. It's really weird. It's like felt right Strange. Anyway, yeah, go drink that fresh water. Like I told you.
And he goes down. Eric Harati comes up. She seems maybe the only one who's gotten a full night's rest and sleep, despite everything that happened last night. And Slug continues to just snore. He got good and wasted last night on the free alcohol. And Dresden, you hear the stirrings of Hawkinsmith as he slept near his daughter's bed every couple hours, waking up to change the cloths on her forehead. And what you notice, Dresden, is for the most part, the people in this room, superficial injuries, with the exception of the one woman who was pretty badly injured, who was taken. You look at Macy, and there's a little bit of color in her cheeks. It seems like, for the most part, she's in the clear and on the mend. Hawkinsmith kind of gets up quietly, looks to you, nods, just huge bags under his eyes. And he goes upstairs, presumably to wash up a little bit. What are the rest of you doing? Or Dresden?
I was just gonna say, is Macy awake?
She's not awake, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just make sure Hawken Face didn't fuck anything up.
Yeah, and you go and look, and it seems like you see a pile of towels. It seems like he just put a new towel on her head every time, just in case. Kind of unnecessarily, but, bucket of cool water, and he's been changing it. And you notice she had quite a fever yesterday, and the fever's gone down substantially.
Good. That's good. Okay.
So I make sure that Varen, the blacksmith, takes care of the ship. But my goal today, now after everything that happened, I feel horrible. I'm going to go do the kind of temporary kind of medical area, and with a dog with his tail between his legs, just kind of not look him in the eyes, but just kind of help out wherever I can, give people water, food, help wherever I can today.
Okay. Yeah, and Kelwise, you see...
I was going to wake Slug up and take him to Varen, too, so they could have a conversation. Yeah.
You go over, and Varen had been hit in the back of the head pretty hard enough to give him a concussion. So he had rested off the morning. And you see Varen's up. He survived the night, despite you guys letting him sleep off a concussion. He gets up, and you see him pat his little girl, the little 5-year-old, on the head, and he talks to her and then closes the door and comes out. You see a bandage around his head, but he seems to be fairly in a competent place right now. And he walks up to you and Slug. Well, take me to your boat and we'll see what can be done.
Yeah, gladly. Hey, how's your head?
It's like I spent the whole week drowning in a barrel of ale. I've been better.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, if for a second there it sounded like a fun time, and then I realized that would probably be bad. Well, I'm terribly sorry to hear about it.
I'm alive. I've got my life, so
that's a
I
true
can't complain.
Well,
Heard about what happened in first run. Nasty business.
Yeah,
we'll have to go and give them the proper burial that they deserve. They kind of protected all of us and my daughter and my town. Anyway, let us take a look at this. And he starts to survey the boat, and him and Slug start to converse about what kind of wood they're going to use to seal it up, and Slug and him kind of go over different kinds of wood that they have available, and then what they can use to kind of seal up. They have a different kinds of almost epoxies and sealants that they can use to clean this up, and they kind of decide on something, and the two of them go back to the forge area and a couple warehouses to grab supplies. Cornelia, what are you and Trust doing?
making myself as scarce as possible.
Okay. There's there's the boat, obviously, but then there's a series of bluffs that run way up, 80, 90 feet up above this beachfront that you could kind of go over, and they seem pretty abandoned, but they have a view of basically the whole area and the sea.
No, I mean, I want to like help, like I want to like help or help start painting the ship or something. Like I want to be helpful, but just like out of the way.
Okay. Yeah. So, Trust, you have all those paints there. Are you gonna pick a color, or are you gonna?
Well, I'd probably before I left give like Eric Karate some like
Yeah.
notes of like how to make brown, just like mixing a bunch of different colors to make brown or whatever, and then just start painting the outside. So I'm sure Trust would probably just work with Eric Karate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk with Eric Karate, because since I don't have to like I want to talk. I want to like confide in her like everything that happened and like see what she thinks.
Okay.
She's like this ancient like.
Yeah,
beast
and
that
she
gave
looks
over
at
to an
you.
evil power. Like, how does she feel?
She looks to you, and she seems pretty empathetic as a person, and she sees you had a rough night. And so as you guys start to paint, she puts her hand on your shoulder. Trust, I am sensing quite a bit of discordancy within you.
Yeah, right. Well, so apparently I can do this thing called soul magic, but I don't understand it because I never knew my mother or my father. And
Soul
I don't
magic.
understand how it works. And all I know is that I'm capable of taking someone's soul in certain circumstances. And last night, a dying lady asked me to take hers, and I thought I was doing her a favor and showing her mercy and allowing her to live on and help defeat those that ruined this town. And Dresden's really mad at me.
Well, it sounds like
And
you did her a mercy.
That's what I thought, but he doesn't see it that way, and I feel really bad now, and I don't know what to do, and Puppy's gone, and it's just, I almost died, and it's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm sorry, Trust. How do
So I'm
you
just gonna
feel?
help.
Well, how do you feel about what you did?
I thought it was a kindness.
Well, if your intention was a kindness, whether what you did is a mistake or not is not for me to decide, but if your actions were the actions of kindness, I can see no wrong in them. We all make mistakes, right?
Thank you. And I know that doing it will help us get Pup back. I know it. I just know it.
Well, it sounds like you made a very hard decision. And sometimes hard decisions are very... They can weigh on us. And we have to take them with us, but that is our duty. To this world. To those who came
Yeah.
before and those who will come.
Yeah, my duty. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm proud that you were brave enough to make these hard decisions.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I really want to understand it better and find out if there's a different way. They told us about a place I could go to learn more about it, but it's going to be a while before we can get there.
Well, all we can do is make the best decisions with the information we have. As you know, I've made some quite severe decisions myself, and I paid for them. But I own them, and I recognize they were my decisions, and I take the things I've learned with me from those decisions.
Right. That's right. That's a good way. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, do we really have to cover up this beautiful mural Rezek has made?
Yeah, but
quite
maybe
like
he
the
can paint
way-
us.
Oh, I was going to say, I quite like the way Kelwise's body hair
Oh,
comes out in such a flourishing
does-
way.
have a lot of it. Maybe Rezek can repaint it all smaller, but on the inside of the ship. That way,
Oh,
we can still enjoy it, but the people on the seas won't recognize us.
it's not a bad idea. Well, maybe we'll bring it up to him. See? Already, we're making better decisions today than we made yesterday.
Yes. Yes, he'll like that. I know he's sad we have to cover it up, so... And he'll probably need a lot coming from you. I don't think he wants to talk to me. I got him in trouble last night, too, so you should ask him. He'll think it's very nice.
Well, it was your idea. Don't discount the power of your bond together. I could feel a strong bond from all of you, despite getting in trouble, as you say, and feeling a disconnect. You have a familial bond, you know? It's rare.
I did tell Dresden he could kill me last night, and he didn't, so I guess he likes me
Kill you?
some still. Yeah. You didn't see him. He was really scary.
I did hear him last night. He did sound
Scary.
different than I normally see him. So,
I didn't
I can
like
imagine.
it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm very small, and he's very big, especially with that axe. It was very scary.
well, I still think you should bring it up to Rezek. And if you can,
Let's ask him together.
there you go. That sounds good.
Okay.
When he comes back, we'll talk to him.
Okay.
And then she just starts to take the brown paint and begrudgingly, you see on her face, cover up Kelwise's beautiful body hair. Yeah. And Kelwise just starts to feel something, tears trickling down inside of his face as he's looking at this hole. Just like, can't tell if he's sad about the boat. Can't tell if he's sad about the mural. There's just a lot of things to be sad about, right? There was a whole bunch of free beer last night, and Kush couldn't bring himself to drink any of it. All right. And it seems like Varen is pretty proficient. He's very calculated. He's very precise. And he starts to fashion what looks like a kind of plug to perfectly fit in that slot where the Ashen Riders had hatcheted that wood and really broken it down. He fashions something and gets a bunch of tools and starts really getting it in there and gets a very nice, cuts a little bit of the outside away, saws it to make like a more of a perfect platform, and then makes a perfect piece that fits very snugly in there, and starts to lather it in this sort of, like we said, epoxy sealant, and does so on the other side. And then on the inside, places a second row of boards and starts to glue those on, as well as like a second seal. And it's not looking perfect like the boat was. And you definitely you're going to have to let this dry and maybe do a few coats of this and maybe put up another sealing board on the other side, but it looks like it's gonna hold, despite being maybe a rickety job. I mean, you know that boats, when they're damaged, generally it's very expensive.
They're only new once.
And yeah, you really as quickly as you can, you want to replace those long sections of board with like new, nice, unbroken wood someday. But it seems like it's gonna be pretty good. And once you put a coat of paint over this to seal it again, you might not even notice. It might just be a small bump on the side of the ship.
As long as it's watertight, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's doing a fine job. Yeah.
And Rezik, you help out in the medical room. Very basic stuff, just changing a few bandages here and there, helping with food and water. There's maybe a half dozen people in the room, and with the exception of Macy, they all seem to be conscious and moving around. So it's not a lot of work. A few just, cloth baths. You just wipe them down. And then Cornelia, what were you doing?
I imagine I'm still confused and on the ship and helping with paint and helping Taika paint too. And
Okay, yeah, you take, you give a paintbrush to Taika. And,
Help him with
It
it.
always ends well.
and he
He's a natural.
immediately grabs it, looks at you, looks at it, looks at you, looks at it.
TT. Oh no. I'm gonna show him what to do. Oh my god. Stop it. No. No.
Why, T? Why,
No.
T?
Watch.
and I'm gonna grab his hand and help him paint.
And you show him how to paint. And he looks at you
Aw.
like he just doesn't understand what's happening. You dunk it back in. And he keeps doing it. And after you let go of
They
his
have like
hand,
a ghost
he
moment. It's just-
dunks his paintbrush in, gets a lot of paint, and he paints the same spot over and over and over again. Clearly,
God.
he's not understanding, but he's helping in the small way
Can I-
that his tiny little brain will let him.
I'm just gonna move him occasionally to a new spot.
Okay, yeah. You literally pick him up, and his hand is just like up
Yeah.
and down. So it's working. Yeah, one of the spots on this boat is going to be covered with paint. You're pretty sure.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
job. That's
Yeah,
all.
and you notice
Oh,
Ander hanging out a lot in the Eight Eyes Inn and Tavern, just talking to Lauren, drinking some booze, probably not paying for them.
Where's he getting this money? Yeah.
Yeah, you assume. Lauren had offered free drinks because he had felt so bad that they basically set you up this whole time, and they knew what they were doing when they sent you to First Run.
So this
and
guy stayed on the boat and didn't even do anything in regards to this entire project. Yeah.
well,
Yeah. He just gets to go and have free drinks over at the tavern.
I mean, he talked quite a bit about protecting the boat as best he could, and then having to flee when a platoon of
There's a
Ashen
hole in
Riders
the
showed
boat. It was a giant hole.
up. Yeah, he's drinking to forget.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how you present it to him, he's got an out. Right? No matter how ridiculous his reasoning is, he's got a reason to drink no matter what. It's a trained skill that he's developed over, basically his whole life. And towards the evening, you guys notice Hawkinsmith comes down. It seems like he just passed out, and he just needed some time, but he comes downstairs. He looks a little refreshed. Those bags under his eyes are gone. And he kind of walks up to you, Rezik and Dresden, downstairs. I just wanted to apologize again. I know that there's nothing I can say. It's going to make this right, yeah? But
Yeah.
all I can give you is my sincerest apologies and say that we are forever in your debt. You saved my daughter. I never would have expected them to destroy a whole town, kill that many people. They truly thought they only wanted the wolf one. That's the only one they had talked about. The whole time.
Yeah, their name's Pup.
Pup. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I can say this. And he pulls out this small stone, and you see a rune on the stone. And he hands it to you. Every couple of weeks or so, this would light up. And we could communicate with the man who came before you. I don't know if this will be helpful in getting your friend back. But it's a possibility.
The man who set us up?
Yes, that fellow with the mustache. Very high-pitched voice. Sounds a bit like your friend on the boat there with the one arm.
Yeah, a little bit. Would that be helpful, Riz?
Yeah, it could be helpful. Thank you.
Will it hurt? Will they know where we are? Something like that?
There's a possibility that they could definitely check in on this thing and find its location and know who's around it. So maybe not a good idea. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah. All right. Well, trust your judgment.
In that case, I unfortunately will. I'll decline, just because it could possibly link. It could possibly give up our location to the enemy, and that would not be a good thing. But again, I do appreciate it.
Is there any way we could use it to find in?
I mean, we could try to do what Pup did that one time and trick them and pretend we're somebody else and be like, "Hey, I'm Captain whatever. Where are you?" You know. But again, they could check in on it and know exactly where we are. So it's good and bad. I would decline, but it's up to you. You're the tactician, so.
Dude, it's just out of my wheelhouse, you know. Ask the others. See what they think.
All right. Yeah, just hold on to that for now. I'll come back if we need it. I just.
Very good.
I told your innkeeper Lauren this, but I really hope in the future, mate, that you see people like us, people who are really just trying to help, and you don't just give them up in the future. You work with them and fight against people who are really, really bad, like the Ashen Riders, who apparently 2 weeks ago killed a bunch of people in one of your towns. So they were pretty bad. So just think next time, please. If any favor, that would be the one.
Yes. If I could do it all again, I definitely think I would have made different decisions. But I don't know for sure. My family was being threatened, you know. And there are so many of them. The Ashen Riders are stuff of legend around here. You know?
Yeah.
Monsters from the dark. I would have never thought. But
Wait, the Ashen Riders are known as monsters from the dark?
Well, stories of Ashen Riders.
I think it's
you
a
know?
metaphor, bud.
All right. Well, I only asked because we don't know if they were working with the Beastmen, but just so you know, the Beastmen did attack while we were with Thet, and we protected the town. Lauren was saying that was strange because Beastmen don't actually come down and attack, so it's weird. You might want to get some protection while we're away, because we can't always be here.
The Beastmen came into the town to attack.
Yeah.
Yep. And we fought them and killed them.
Interesting. Usually, the rangers from their towers can keep the Beastmen away. Sightings of maybe one or two. This is most distressing, especially since we don't have the rangers right now. But
You're missing a whole town,
thank you.
bud.
Thank you for letting us know. We'll have to send some people.
Yeah.
I've already sent
Sooner.
word to the other towns. They should be sending people to hopefully find out if there's any survivors or anyone who made it through. And we'll try and rebuild.
I don't think there are, so bring shovels.
Figured not. From your reports last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgive us for being blunt. We had to watch the whole thing, paralyzed, so it was pretty horrible.
I never would have expected that. To use such underhanded means. You know? He was always such a virtuous young boy. Always speaking of the virtue. The blades of the third star. Wanting to be like Elesh Tael.
And this is different from what you did, how?
Look, I don't claim to be a virtuous man. I've got no illusions of the darkness of this world. I don't
think it's the
hard to
darkness of this
accept.
world, friend. I think you need to look inside yourself a little bit.
Well, I have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, because you're still alive.
Thank the Rangers. Well, again, thank you. And if there's anything that I can get for you or do for you, it's yours. Anything that Seashell of the Day has to offer, it's all yours.
Thanks. We'll think on that.
And the day wanes on. And it seems like, for the most part, the boat's looking pretty good. And it's just going to take maybe another couple layers of sealant. And as far as the smith is concerned, you guys should be up and running by noon tomorrow with the sealant. And it's either gonna hold or it's not. That's kind of his way of doing things. Is very non-committal. He's very.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you hire a blacksmith to fix
Yeah.
a boat.
Yeah.
There's no warranty
That's a
on this?
concussion.
Yeah, no. 30 days?
Maybe concussed blacksmith.
Yeah.
He's got a 30 leagues warranty.
So yeah, when we get back to the boat, I'm gonna just let everybody know the options we have right now. The mayor told us that we could take a magical item that basically allows us to communicate with the Ashen Riders. That's one thing that they offered. And also they said that we can basically, whatever supplies we need, they can give it to us. So what does the group think about that first one, about the communication device? Should we take it or leave it?
We sort of
Exactly.
have. Yeah, you're
What we
back
have-
at the ship. We sort of have something to maybe communicate with Pup. Have you heard them at all through the ring? Because maybe
Have
we
I
just
heard them
need to
at all?
communicate with them and not the Ashen Riders.
Have I heard them
Jaymes
at all?
has-
Oh,
Oh. Well,
Here's a question.
you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about. I was like, yeah. There you go. There you go. You guys. If you try the ring, you're not getting anything back from it right now.
okay.
I was talking to Rick, by the way, so you're
Well,
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard anything from Pup in the ring. Maybe when we get closer to them. But it is just a one-way, and it's only to Pup. It's only Pup to me. The other thing would basically allow us to speak to the Ashen Riders, and maybe if we could try to fake like we're part of their troop, and be like, "Hey, where's your position? I am trying to find you," or whatever, and maybe
Yeah, we
trick
could
them.
say we have a few more
But-
boys to bring or a few more soldiers to bring or something.
Yeah. But the only
But-
problem is that if we have it on us, they might be able to track us. So
That, and is it like a one-way system where they would know who they're talking to specifically? Like they pick up this particular one to talk to this particular other corresponding rune, so you'd always know? Or is it more of a general all call paging
Right.
paging
I know
MoCHA.
It's tough without observing this thing and really putting the time in to study this object and its power and its aura and seeing it work. It probably would be impossible to tell.
We've got a day.
You know that the commission's used stuff like this before, but there's different variations always, so it would be tough.
I'd have to study it, but not sure.
Interesting.
If it seems risky, but if we don't have any other leads or sense or way of finding them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Worst case scenario, we always taunt them. Something like that.
Oh, you know what, Jaymes? Would I know a way to like kind of be able to mask items from being located by others?
You know that there is magic that does that,
Mm-hmm.
like an anti-scry kind of magic, similar to that amulet you had. But
Okay.
as far as you're concerned, you don't know how to work that magic.
Gotcha. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. That's just not. I mean, that's a whole different school that some people in the commission specialized in.
Okay.
Do you think it would be obvious that they were? I mean, will it get warmer or glow if somebody is trying to tune into it? Can we keep it visible, or would it be completely like?
I mean, that happened with the last one, right? Got warmer and started to
Yeah.
When they were ringing, though,
Most
not when they
likely.
were. Yeah.
most likely.
Oh.
I say, honestly, I agree with Trust though. If it's our only lead to be able to find, I mean, we do have the pup ring, but if it's our only thing we can really use against them, then maybe we have to take it. I don't know.
Yeah. And if we ditch it in the sea on the way,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
could we maybe wrap it in your cloak that talks, Dresden, so if they could listen in, they couldn't listen in?
Maybe. Guy could always drive him insane. That'd be helpful.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know if it would work like that, but we could try.
I mean,
I'll go ahead and.
You could always tie it to a rope and just drag it behind the boat. You know?
True.
I was going to
true.
suggest that. Yeah, or encase it in a block of ice and do the same thing.
I'll go study it,
If it
all right?
ices something.
But please, if you have any requests at all, things you need, let the mayor know, and he will supply whatever they can give to us. So I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go check out that rock or the device.
Okay.
And I leave.
You
I
had
leave the
one more
party to-
question. You didn't ask the other question though. We didn't go over that one.
Oh,
You
it was
asked
just the
two
communication
questions.
device. Yeah, it was a communication device and supplies that the mayor said he could just give us supplies if we need them.
That was it. Supplies.
They're in our debts.
According to I don't remember who said it. But it would probably be a several-day trip if we did need to go back to Capital City. Caravella Town would be sort of a stop along the way, so maybe we should get plenty of supplies just in case we need to make a somewhat long trip.
Just food.
All right.
We get
We had 7
supplies
days worth the
here.
last time, roughly.
Yeah, that's what we'll
Can we
ask.
get supplies here instead of stopping at Caravella? Because if they're stopping at Caravella and we don't stop, then we can catch
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Cool.
'cause
Okay.
he had said that they
Supplies?
would maybe if they had stopped in Caravella Town, they'd be there for about a week before they moved on.
Caravella Town also isn't on the way to Capital City.
Well, he had talked
was
about
the
That's what I thought.
there's a strait that runs near the Diablo Ridge. Let me pull up this map.
Oh,
here
good.
real
That
quickly.
sounds promising.
Whatever the
Is
fuck
this
that is.
more certain death if we were to take a boat through it?
Diablo Bridge.
Is there anything
Look
that's
up at
just
the
like
Diablo.
the soft as a cloud stream? Anything like that?
No.
Can we just fly over to there? Through the cloud.
No, this one's called Wrecked Boat Alley that we have
Yeah.
to go through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seafloor's
Certain
Revenge.
The Drowned Horror Harbor, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Murder.
Next to the Flaming Mountain.
So,
That spits
Yeah,
fire.
it's. All right. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you on the map.
No,
Here we
we're
go.
like
Here we go.
capital city sucks.
For everyone who's at home watching.
Capital City followed us other places.
Yeah.
There we
Turns
go.
out.
Let's zoom in here. So, you had this Kapatak Strait, right? You guys are in Capital City. You came over here to Lake Immersil, up the Kapatak Strait. You went over. Here's Wilding Isle, where all that stuff happened. The fancy fun time. Saltmas Beach is where you had fun with the killing all those weebles.
Did we?
What was it? There was a bunch of small guinea pigs, giant guinea pigs that were killed.
Yeah, it was like little
Divining's
guinea
Rest,
pigs.
where you abandoned the Coco too. I hear-
R.I.P. Coco too.
Yeah.
All right.
Adgarad, Mount Bighorn.
Can't
These
go
are the
back to
hills
you.
that you guys had gone into and found the fleet, that barbarian clan, where Pup had fought the woman in Athu. And Grimjaw Strait. This is the strait you guys had.
Pending.
Yeah, and you guys went up this strait and you found the clackers somewhere around here. And you guys had come down. You came around these mountains. You came around here. You saw Redmod Tide. At least the outlier farms of Redmod Tide. Over here, Housebrew Hill, First Run, Timbleton, and Seashell of the Day. You'd come in here, and these are those really tall cliffs that came up right here, and there was like a beachfront on this entrance. And you came over here, and then you have Caravella Town. That's down here. Now they had talked about, which, if you had pulled out your map and looked, you could come around all the way across here, and across this tip, and then up this straight. Let me go out a little bit so you see what you're talking about. You could go up this straight, and then there's the Diablo Trail, and there's like a way to slip through this area. There's like waterways between this mountain pass, and then you could just go up to Capital City. Which, I mean, it depends if they have more stops down the line. If they're going this way, it depends. And you know that the strait, the Kapatak Strait, it flows out from Lake Immersil into the ocean, so it's a pretty long
Hard to go up.
haul to come back up. It's not impossible. It's a difficult trek.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that may be you would take into account, as Lake Immersil is raised a little bit in the Grimjaw Strait. That's why you had to come up the Grimjaw Strait as it was flowing downward, and the currents for the most part flow out of Lake Immersil. So this is what they're telling you about Caravella Town here, and then coming around through this strait and then up there. And then there's like Moro over here, and they had said that and Trust, you would know that they had said Hojo, the town of Hojo was somewhere in the Mirrorlands, which is like this entire continent right here. And then you had Kaldar Nyx, which is in Wintertide down here, which they had also kind of talked about was, unless they're going around there, they're probably going to go up to the Diablo Strait and back to Capital City and Port Kinney, and maybe stop by Moro on the way.
So this long story short is get as many supplies as we can carry.
Yeah.
We don't have to stop.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just fucking hardtack and grog from here on out, friends.
Yep. Roughly 2 tons of supplies that we can fit.
And we have to go that way instead of cutting around north, shorter trip because it's harder. So we have to go.
Well,
One,
We have to- we
you
have to
also
go
remember
where they are. So
there's also that Capital City barricade of ships that stretch the Kapatak Strait.
Blockade.
You know, blockade. Yeah, I was like, can't remember what it's called.
and
Thank you.
we don't really even know if they're going to Capital City, to be honest. They could
Yeah,
be going
you-
somewhere else, theoretically speaking.
Right.
We don't know.
we have to.
We just
follow
know what
them.
direction they left.
Yeah, they were headed south when they left.
Yeah. So let's get as many freaking supplies as we can. Stuff that'll stay fresh.
Good.
Dried things.
Cheese.
All right.
All the
Cheese.
hardtack we can stomach. Yeah,
Hardtack
just like you
and
said.
cheese.
Yeah. Little hardtack and cheese.
Big
maybe
cheese.
I heard they smashed the barrels of beer, but perhaps Maybe there's one squirreled away
Might
somewhere.
They smashed the barrels of beer.
It seems like they stole a few of the kegs that were in
stolen,
the
smashed,
and they smashed a bunch of the tables.
Gone either way.
Let's get also plenty of stuff for fishing too.
Oh, I got you covered there.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a
Bait.
fisherman. A
Yeah.
captain.
Well, we need bait and that's
Aren't
it.
that's what your little crab friends are for.
What?
Is that not what they were for?
I think so.
You saw those?
Yeah, they were.
couldn't-
We saw them. They were screaming.
They were
last
loud.
night.
They were very loud. Couldn't miss them.
They were trying to get away, but maybe they like it now.
All I'm saying is let's
Alright.
get some extras that maybe you don't care about as much that we could maybe use as bait.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is a small town, but maybe a couple extra spars, spreaders, if you will.
Oh yeah.
You know, a sail or two, whatever. They don't have cannons, do they?
It doesn't look like this town has cannons.
Had to ask.
Most of the metal you've seen is shingles and door, hinges and
Metal shingles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do they have gunpowder?
You haven't seen any gunpowder. I mean, you've never heard of gunpowder until
Yeah.
And even recently, I mean, there's no,
Yeah, how are you-
there's
how are you
actually no
reloading
gunpowder.
your
Your
thing?
fire stock doesn't have
Great
any
question.
gunpowder in
It's
it.
magic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all magic.
You
baby.
know
Oh,
you had
it's magic.
you had a rune on the handle, and it seems like just after a certain amount of time, the whatever force builds up in this thing
It's
is
just
ready
a
to go
worm that
again.
lives inside, and he's very cross, and every once in a while he sneezes really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, then hear me out. So it takes ball bearings, and it's powered by magic, which is great. Is there
Do you
any
need
sort
ball
of
bearings? I have like 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah, so do I. We're
Okay.
good on the ball bearings.
Well, if you ever need
Um,
more.
Yeah, if we ever need to drop a couple thousand ball bearings on the deck of a ship and make people slide around, we could probably do that too, which is good. But more importantly, is there a large sort of cylinder of metal anywhere that one could theoretically attach to the end of a boomstick to make it function somewhat more like a cannon?
I don't think that's how.
A
things
cylinder, extending the barrel,
like
a barrel
yeah.
extension.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could if you'd have to weld it or.
You know, like silencers or
rivet it.
suppressors. I think he wants a loudener. Are there loudeners?
Yeah. I want a biggener is what I want.
Biggener.
Something that could focus
Here's
the
the thing.
force from the boomstick and fire a larger projectile.
It would be very, very hard. This thing looks incredibly intricate compared to anything you've ever seen before.
Yeah, but it's
you
just
don't
Point it and pull the trigger, right?
Yes, but the inner workings of this thing, it shoots a projectile, there's some sort of magical device implanted inside it. So when you start tinkering with it, you have no idea what the adverse effects could be of tinkering with this object.
On a ship.
That's your only.
Where we can
that's
only
your
get like
help.
60 feet away from you.
You might be able to, but I mean, in order to extend this barrel or tube out, forging a tube isn't. You assume it's gonna be it's an incredibly hard task, considering most smiths.
Plus, the blacksmith only works with wood, so.
Yeah.
And the forge is ruined, so that doesn't help either, to be honest.
Do we have a dinghy?
We
You don't. Your boat
Okay.
really
Ew.
isn't big enough for.
Yeah, but we could just drag it behind us.
You could, yeah.
That's what you normally do with a dinghy. Maybe we get a dinghy.
Does that slow
I
us
don't know.
down?
A little.
Yeah, it might slow
But
you
I
down
mean-
just a bit.
It's a good option to have.
We had a dinghy.
I mean, they have
We could
they have small fishing rowboats,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like a rowboat.
and it maybe like a 4-seater rowboat, and those are small enough that you might even be able
We'll
to.
draw straws.
Yeah,
Hopefully they can throw one of those in for free. Since
I mean,
they,
he said anything you
pulled
want
us out
from the
and nearly
town.
had us killed. Yeah.
We aren't paying anything in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roger.
Are there
Fuck this
any
place.
potted like vegetable plants?
Potted plants?
Yeah.
Not a lot of. There's no pots, but there were like vast fields and farms nearby.
Link came through and just fucking.
I'm thinking like Waterworld, nice tomato plant or
I mean,
Lemon.
I don't know.
What do they call it?
Guys, I don't know if
Dryland?
we really need to focus on extra boats and plants right now. We need to kind of focus on expediency, right? Like, gotta get pup.
Well, we're here until midday tomorrow.
Yeah, but if we get into a fight with these people, being able to move with rows,
Mhm.
independent of the wind, can be very helpful.
Okay.
Plus, when that fucking hole in the side of the boat invariably breaks open,
We'll
like to
need
still
the
be
boat.
able to float.
Oh.
We can patch it with the other little
You
boat.
remember when we had the blacksmith fix the wooden boat?
Oh. Yeah. Yep.
He was the only one in town, really.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying we had a blacksmith fix our boat.
You're blaming us.
I'm not blaming you. I'm gonna blame him when his
He's just
shoddy
stating that we had a
blacksmithing-
blacksmith fix the boat.
Well, let's definitely
Well-
get a dinghy.
The little dinghies, are they built out of planks or are they hollowed out canoes? Because if they're built out of planks, then there's someone around who knows what they're doing.
Well, maybe not now. They don't have to be around.
The boats do
I
look
did-
pretty old.
Why is everything so
They're not.
shitty?
They're not. I mean, they're perfectly usable. They're just not like shiny new rowboats. They're just.
I don't care.
So you could assume that
there's an
if
old-
someone had built it, in the town, it was a
I'd
while
be
ago.
dead now.
And they're made out of planks.
They are made out of planks. Yeah.
Okay, planks of wood.
It's a strange request to ask a seafaring town to give us a small boat, I would assume.
Why is that so
I mean,
strange? We're taking
No,
one. I'm just gonna go
saying
grab
it
one.
shouldn't
I'm
be- it
just
shouldn't be
I'm
strange. It just shouldn't
requisitioning
be
one.
Strange. Should be pretty
Okay.
normal.
So you go and requisition one of these.
This
these
is mine
rowboats.
now.
Nobody seems to bat an eye. Most people, there's
Yeah.
nobody out really.
I know.
mean, the town is
They're all
like a
dead.
ghost right now. Most people are staying inside.
Fucking tie it to the back of the boat.
Yeah. So you tie it to the back of the boat. Both beached as you guys came in.
Now
hot.
we have a place that we can put fits.
Great. And I'll go over to the mayor. I'll tell him we need supplies for a long trip, and I'll start kind of examining that communications device.
Okay, so you go to the Hawkinsmith estate and you tell him, and he agrees to get you a month's worth of food and water, stuff that'll
Tight.
last a long time on the seas. They're pretty familiar with the kinds of things seafarers eat, just because they export mostly foods, and the different contracts they have. He seems pretty
Great.
well versed. Yeah, and it begins to get dark. The night kind of falls over the town. And Rezik, you stay up. What are the rest of you guys doing? While Rezik's studying this device.
I am going to attempt to teach Taika sign language again.
Okay, yeah. Roll a intelligence check.
Some sort of communication.
Just want to speak to your husband already. Come on.
13.
13. Write this down.
Fiance,
Okay.
by the way.
Fiance.
You start to teach him the basics of sign language, and this time, unlike last time where he thought you were playing shadow puppet games, there's a sense that he understands at least what you're attempting to do is communication, and it doesn't go well, but you definitely see that there's some progress with at least
Recognition.
basic hand signs and such.
Nice.
Like, yeah, and it's weird, but he almost starts to try and sound out different sounds other than like YTT Kaka. But it's not good. It's not great. It's an attempt more than anything. What are you Trust? What are you and Kelwise doing?
Staying out of the way of.
Okay. Yeah. You hang out with Eric Harati, and you guys have a nice chat. And Eric Harati tells you a story about one of what she tries to explain as a brother, but in her culture, they're all brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers in a way. And one of her brothers sprouted wings and could fly through the air. And he took her in the air with her, and she explains what it was like to fly in the clouds like a bird would.
Aww.
And the feeling of like this weightlessness and the wind in her face. And there's this whole story about this, this is like predating Capital City, she explains, which is almost unfathomable, right? The world she describes is a world that has been long dead.
Cool. I ask her permission to like put all that into a song in honor of her brother and her people.
And she gives you a glowing, enthusiastic yes.
Great.
Kelwise, what are you doing tonight?
I've been drawing out the stuff that's in the snake bites, the root. I've been drawing those out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. I've been heating them over some sort of fire, or smoking them so that they dry out, so that I can turn them into basically like, powder or some sort of usable paste or something like that.
Yeah,
I've been doing that.
You get like maybe a jar's worth of. I mean, you dried out quite a bit. You had that big old box full of work root. And so you dry it out and you make it a powder, and it seems to be just as potent in powder form as it is while chewing on the root. And it's like a strong numbing agent, one taken orally.
How many doses would you say are in a jar?
Probably about 10.
10 doses.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And also I've been gathering at Cornelius' request. I've been gathering like worms and other sort of baits, small insects and things, and just kind of like trapping them.
Putting them in, like, a bucket
worms
or
are easy. You get it. Yeah, worms
Yeah.
are easy. You get a bucket with soil. You put the worms in the soil. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah, you got a cup of dirt.
Yeah.
Which is just a cup with dirt in it. And
worms.
You put some worms in it and a little bit of water for moisture and a few crabs. And you have this cup of dirt on deck.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Little,
Don't touch my worm dirt.
Aquarium of sorts of worms.
Yeah. Minus the aqua.
Yeah. Aquarium of sorts.
It's just aquarium.
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 Yes.
Terrarium might be more apt,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I don't know if that's
No.
right either. To be honest,
Yeah.
there's no plexiglass or something.
Yeah. All right.
It's a cup. It's a cup of dirt
Yeah, cup of
with
dirt.
worms.
Yeah, so you guys are doing that, settling in for the night. Fitz goes on some long-winded rant about going to save Pup and how no one's doing enough, and we all need to pull together to do more and heave ho to save Pup in this grand gesture in the way that Fitz does.
I'm gonna ask him what he's done.
He's providing moral support and keeping the spirits high, as morale is a very important tool in battle and espionage and all that stuff. And he goes on a long-winded, almost textbook-like definition on the importance of morale, as if he's been in 1,000 battles before, which You know. You know. You all know. The amount of battles Fitz has been in.
We've all been there
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, so you guys are doing that, and Rezik, you start studying this stone. Roll an Arcana check.
That would be a 16.
16. Yeah, so you're working on this thing, and it's pretty standard. It's not something too special. You're working on it, and Hawkinsmith comes by every once in a while just to check on you. And as you're working on it, you start to see something. It starts to get a little hot, and then it starts to glow. And then it glows really, really bright. And you hear, "Hello? Hawkinsmith? Hello?"
Yeah, I rush it over to Hawkinsmith.
And Hawkinsmith goes, "Hello. This is Hawkinsmith." "Ah, Hawkinsmith. Well, I'm terribly, terribly sorry to tell you, but it seems the citizens of First Run were killed horrifically by a bunch of those beasties you call barkers, I think. Oh, we tried to save them, but alas, we could not. I'm so sorry for your loss, and we appreciate all of your participation in this. Good day to you, and if there's anything else you need, I think you're on your own, because we will be heading south in a few days. Maybe a week tops. We'll see. I mean, the world's your oyster, right? Always gotta look on the bright side." And you start to see the stone start to glow, start to dim a little bit, and then Hawkinsmith jumps in. But sir, one more thing." And he looks to you, Rezik. "Yes?"
I'll mouth "Are you in Caravella Town yet?"
Heading south. That sounds fun. Would you be heading to Caravella Town? There, pretty nice place, I hear. Are you trying to spy on me, Hawkinsmith? No, just wondering where you'd be heading. I've never been myself, so I thought... I'm just kidding. I think you would be a threat to me. Oh, you did have a quite quaint little town. Is that what we call it? Dumpster, maybe? That's more appropriate. Well, if you must know, yes, maybe a vacation is in order. I have been working very hard getting that little beastie. But, yes, maybe a week or two in Caravella Town sounds quite nice. They actually have culture there, something I'm sure you're not used to. It's fine. It's not your fault. It's just a matter of your upbringing and your birth and the dirty trash heap that you call home. But, this has been great. If I need you again, well, we'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Bye now. And again, look on the bright side. And you see the stone and you see Hawkinsmith is just pale as a ghost.
Well, you did one good thing, mate. Thank you. I think it's all I really needed to get out of that, but
Did you get all you needed?
I think so. Hold on to this for now. But it seems like he knows this communication device goes directly to you, so, and we know that they're in Caravella Town, so I think we're good. Hold on to this for now, and I will come back if I need it. But thank you for doing that. I'm sure it was not great, so.
Right, well, we'll get those supplies to you in the morning. before you take off.
Thank you. Yeah.
And,
And just so you know, we're gonna get revenge on them for your people. Just know that. They're gonna all die.
well, at least the ones responsible. I'd hate to see you turn into a vengeful man who's just
A vengeful
Tears his
man,
whole
but I
life.
know when to seek justice, and I've been to the pit, so I know what these people are like. They're pretty much all assholes. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I'll take your word for it. And if this is anything, what they did in first run is any indication, I'd say you're probably right.
Yeah. Well, good night, old boy. I will see you in the morning, and I will head out
Have a good night.
and tell the group what happened.
And, as that's happening, Razik, you start to head downstairs, and as you're heading out, you notice, Macy sitting up, eyes open, leaning against one of the walls, just sitting up, but, awake as you head out.
I'll just go over and check up on her. And, hi. How are you? How you feeling, Macy?
Well, a bit stabbed in the back, as you'd imagine. As I'm sure
Yeah.
you are too.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. It's been a very interesting couple of days.
Sure has. Listen, I should have known better than to take you with us. I know your father feels shitty about it, but I also know better, and I'm sorry for what you experienced over in first run.
Thank you, Razik. I had no idea what I was walking into, or what I was walking you into. So I, too, am very sorry for the things I did.
No, you're good. But keep your father in line, huh?
I'll try my best.
Oh, and just so you know, Dresden, he did all of this. He took care of everyone here. I'm very proud of him, and just like you know, who tended to your wounds. That's all. All right. Well,
It seems like my chances of making a husband out of him pretty slim now, huh?
oh, we'll make a groom of him sooner or later, and hey, might be you. You never know.
Well, I
Got good
hope
chances.
whoever it is, it's someone deserving of him.
I feel like you might be, but well, I don't know. That guy's got a real hard exterior, so whoever gets him will have to kind of break through that. Good luck for them. Sorry. Anyways, you have a great night.
You as well. And
I'll just bow
yeah,
and walk away.
and the rest of the night goes by pretty uneventfully, as you just smell the fumes of paint. Drying paint is basically all you guys can wait for. The night passes. Nothing again. You start to see more people out and about, just generally out and about, talking, being people, as it were. You see more people in the farms, checking stuff. And the day comes, and you check in you see the smith who took care of your boat the best he knew how. Just checking the boat. You're hitting it with pieces, trying to check it. Throwing the boatsmith, throwing buckets of water onto the area that he put on there, just trying it out. Yeah.
Can I inspect it with him and just see if there's
It
any
seems
obvious?
it seems watertight. Now, what he's concerned about is when the boat gets on the water, the whole thing constricts and it goes back and forth and it rocks and the wood bends back and forth. And he doesn't know what that's going to be like on the sea with this sealing
Really?
job.
He's a boatsmith.
Yeah. So
Boy.
that seems to be, his main concern. And very early in the morning, you guys start to see a few younger men start to pull a cart with a bunch of barrels and crates full of foodstuffs and water. And with your permission, they start loading them below deck. And indeed, it seems like about a month's worth of food and water. And Cornelia, you help Taika paint the last little part with brown, that part that was sealed off, and using your new hand signals, you generally start to impress upon them the idea, while showing him that you didn't just paint one part, you painted the whole thing. It finally clicks, and even though it's a tiny little piece, Taika very shoddily and poorly paints that little area, trying to cover up one more layer of sealant on the boat with brown paint.
Yeah.
You said they brought on all the supplies, right? Foods and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
I
They
want to
also
detect
brought you.
poison on all of that.
Okay, yeah. So you cast detect poison.
We're playing it safe.
You start wrenching open crates and barrels and
Yeah.
such, and yeah, fair enough. It all seems to be
Not poison?
not poisoned. As far as you can tell, I mean, you sift through a large portion of it, really randomly just checking in boxes and crates and barrels here and there. The water seems to be pure. The hardtack and cheese seems to be dangerously cheesy.
Oh. That's exciting.
At some point, I want to
okay,
tell
great.
Rezik about our idea that he can repaint on the inside of the ship.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just play it safe for a while. I don't want to make Dresden any angrier, but yeah, I mean, maybe in the future at some point. Good idea.
Well, maybe you could make a personal painting of Calwise and his chest hair for Erica Roddy. She was really sad to see it go.
Oh, I already have a couple of those, and I just take out one of the many drawings that I have of just the full chest hair that just kind of puffs out on Calwise's great physique.
Rezik, what do you do with these?
Ooh, I'll take it to
Oh,
her.
I
She's
just-
gonna be so excited.
Yes, I just find his chest hair just astounding. It is just the way that it all works and comes together. It's just crazy. Anyway, yeah, I will go
I
over to Erica
understand.
Roddy.
It's a really nice way for you to practice painting hair. It's very tricky. And then I go.
What's
And I bring-
happening?
I bring the painting to Erica Roddy.
She looks at it, a little confused as you hand it to her.
He didn't want to paint anything on the ship yet in case it made Dresden mad, but he had this. I thought you might like it.
Oh, well, it's interesting. You know, it reminds me of a jungle that I used to live next to a long,
that's
long
nice.
time ago.
That's so sweet.
Yes. There was the father tree and many, many jungleless trees and a very damp swamp beneath.
Well, we'll call this the Calwise Jungle.
Damn
The
swamp.
Calwise jungle.
Yeah. He might have a father tree as well.
Oh my god.
Kill-wise.
Next
and,
good of swamp, perhaps.
It takes her a
Good.
second, and she
Uh,
cocks her head, and then you see the recognition on her face, like,
Cocks it.
oh, indeed.
Am I around when this is happening?
Well, it's all
and
telepathic,
Error.
so this conversation
Yeah, you can't
is
hear it.
between them.
Yeah, but like, am I watching them like hold a giant painting of me?
Yeah.
No, it
I'm
seems like
laughing?
Oh,
they're
that's
doing
good.
it. You see them with a painting, but you don't get to see because they seem to be pretty cornered. They're in the corner, just snickering about something. It's some
Yeah.
kind of
Also,
painting.
I come into I kind of take up your vision as I come in. I'm just like, Kill-wise. By the way, we need to rename the ship, I believe. So what name did you want to put on the back there?
Why? It was just a hole. I mean, it's the same boat. It hasn't changed. It could still be Coco 3.
Yeah,
Well,
but they
no,
know it's
they-
called that now.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Trust. No, that's what it's called now. So
Good point. Good point. So Coco 4 would be a bad decision, is what you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah.
Duh.
You-
Petitions
could-
for names.
We could name it after
Fitz.
no.
No.
Cornelia.
What about
Yes, but
the
no.
Camden? What about the Camden?
The Camden.
probably none of our names, just to be super
Do
safe.
they really
you
know his name?
Probably not, but just
The ink
How about we name it-
Revenge.
Oh.
the revenge might. Well, that's pretty cool.
One Ron's Revenge.
First run.
Phew, that's
First
that's
run.
very-
That's revenge.
That's
That's
very
extremely obvious.
A little bit on the nose.
How about a thing with like oh, how about Seafloor's Revenge? Huh?
Ooh.
Seafloor's
no,
Revenge.
revenge.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, Seafloor's.
You don't remember that
Revenge.
guy?
Yeah, he was terrible.
It was
Wow.
terrible.
I was really surprised he lived as long as he did, to be honest.
Soul Takers.
Oh no!
Oh.
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh.
Oh boy. How about
Why
this
don't
like something
we
very
call
generic,
it,
like the salty spittoon or something like I don't know, like.
Why don't we name it after those sandwiches we all like?
Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Yeah.
Addie's Revenge?
Addie's
No
revenge.
revenge, Kelwise. that sounds like a bad time in the morning, though. After a whole
Yeah,
night of
that's some-
baddies.
Poor promotion on our part, I think.
We felt that. So
Wait, how about the Addie's Quest or Addie's?
Or the
Quest, I
honey
don't know.
jams.
The honey jams. I like that.
The honey jams.
I need-
That would not strike fear into our enemies.
it
want
We
would.
need to
right?
show them Ashen Riders what we're made of.
No, we need to sneak up on them.
Gotta sneak out. Yeah, exactly. I think the honey jams.
Revenge
Jam?
Jam.
Honey jam? No,
No,
that's in
we can't-
Kelwise's pocket.
Do we need a name?
The no name.
The no.
The ship
I
with
think you
no
gotta have a
name.
name.
It's bad luck not to have a name, Kelwise.
Yeah, that's
Because we've
true.
had such good luck so far.
Yeah. well,
Why don't
And,
you name it, Dresden?
No one.
As you're doing that, Taika kind of walks into the middle of the room and does this weird dance that he's just pumping up his legs up and down, and he's like,
Why don't we call it the Whitey
and then goes,
TT, it's a good idea.
The
That's
YTT.
me.
All right. Sure.
Is it the YTT or just YTT?
YTT.
YTT.
Well, it's a
you got
ship,
it.
so it's the YTT, because, like, it's
Oh.
the ship, the white, like, I don't know. Semantics.
The YTT it
Oh,
is.
you're with
I
it.
don't know how to spell that exactly, but I will give it my best shot, and I will walk over to the that side of the ship, get down, and start working away.
That might be implied. but-
What if we also write it in a language that's not common?
Ooh.
Just a thought for added anonymity.
Well, I can do Dwarvish or Elvish.
I think I know Infernal.
Is that
Also, I don't
safe?
know if YTT. I don't know what the translation for YTT is in either of those languages. It's
Yeah,
not really
it's not.
a
It's
word that
not
I.
a real word. It is already
What's-
It's wildling language. It's already not uncommon, isn't it?
Let's call it the YTT. Let's just keep it simple. And we're just gonna-
Wildling Revenge.
And as
Oh,
you start to
right.
paint, you notice
No revenge. God.
Taika comes up behind you, Rezik, with a brown paintbrush.
Oh no!
Hey, what are you?
He's
what are
just
you doing
waiting
there?
for you to finish painting YTT on the side of the boat.
Don't cover this with brown paint, please. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Cornelia, tell him to leave it alone. Use the
What?
hand signals. Tell him to leave it alone. I need to finish this. He's gonna try to paint over it. I can tell.
Okay. Okay.
Did you tell him?
And immediately after you say that, did you tell him? He goes, YTT! And starts painting over.
No,
And it takes a while. You wrestle with him, and you take the paintbrush away from him, which makes him feel incredibly dejected, as you interject it with his paint. But you manage to scrape it away and repaint YTT in common on the side. And
All right. We can
he sits
go,
in
guys.
in the corner, a little frumptious from your scolding. Yeah.
What'd you do, Rezik?
I put him in his place. He kept painting over it and over it and again, and I can't deal. I'm sorry, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the bed. I'm gonna go to bed. I can't. I'm just gonna go downstairs and just lay down and try to relax and calm down.
maybe
You'll
and
be in your bunk?
it's about
My bunk. Whatever. God,
11 or 12. It's about noon.
Be in my
Gotta
bunk.
go.
The smith checks on it and looks up at you. Well, it looks like it's as dry as it's ever going to be. I think you're all set to go. And they also had sent over. They had made you a spare sail and a spare spar for
Eight.
the ship that you could. The spar was kind of hard. You kind of had to put it on deck in one of the corners. It was hard to get it underground or under in the hold, just because the length of it is almost the same length as your ship. But you wrap it in
And
a nice sail.
Before we leave, by the way, should I take that? Got the communication device. We used it, and I tell him everything. You know, he told us that they're in Caravella Town, and they have pup, and they're going to be there for a while. Do you want to take it with us or leave it here? I think probably leave it here, right?
I'm in favor of leaving it here. If they do have the ability to track it, it seems like they'd be able to find us. They definitely know who they're talking to on the other end. So if they got someone who wasn't him, they would know. And none of you can impersonate that voice very well, I would imagine. So I say let's leave it here. We know where they're going, at least first.
Great. Okay.
We know how long they'll be there. I think we can make it. We leave the rest up to fate.
I'm good with that. Sweet.
Yeah. Let's
Cool.
go.
Well, I'm ready to go if everyone else is. Yeah.
Is it high tide?
The tide rises. The perfect opportunity to get
rises.
this boat back into the water, and the rowboat
timing.
he had commandeered for Fitz's personal alone time. You effortlessly push this boat back into the water, easily moving it, and as you do that, you see Hawkinsmith and kind of holding up Macy as they come to the front door, which is very close to the shore front. And Macy kind of just weakly waves a hand, and Hawkinsmith gives you a nod. The smith also a nod, and the smith just kind of walks off back to his smithy as he starts to pick things up and try and put things back together. And a few of the patients, we'll call them, that Dresden had helped out They all seem to be looking through the windows or waving from afar. Not a big send-off, but maybe more than you would have expected. As the boat slips into the water, and Kelwise, you take that helm into your hands and you feel something that you haven't felt in a while, at least a half a week, and it's thrilling. It's the feel of the sea. It's the feel
Pure
of
unbridled
adventure.
passion.
Pure unbridled passion. As you leave Seashell Daye and the savage coast.
We destroying this dock or what?
I cursed Hawken under my breath as I pulled back away. I resisted the urge to give him the bird, and yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
You resist giving him the hawk as you
giving him the hawk.
Start heading west, southwest out of that big, almost bay area. Coming down south. It's a little rocky, just because you have those high cliffs next to you, but you can see far ahead of you. There's a few big islands and small little land masses ahead of you, but you start making your way south to Valleytown, and you know it's about a day or two, probably more closer to 2 days to get to Valleytown, so you have some time to figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to approach and all that on the high seas. Trust. You feel, despite everything that happens, a warm, almost, it's like eating a warm stew on a cold day. Your belly bubbling with power and energy. Unbridled power and energy within you. Again, when you feel like you could do almost anything. But, again, learning from your mistakes, or learning from your experiences, I should say, maybe not mistakes, learning from experiences, should you do anything? Maybe a question that rolls around in your head as you guys leave Seashell Daye, maybe for the last time. Who knows?
Gosh, I hope so. I don't want to ever come back here.
And that is where we're gonna leave this episode.
All right.
And as
What an
a
episode.
P.S. P.S. The boat creaks, and the seal seems to be holding for now. Now, you're maybe unsure if you should try and sail straight into any storms or try any extreme maneuvers, but it seems like you're not taking on any water. For now.
Great.
And that is where we end this episode.
Yeah.
Post credits.
Wow.
All right.
Great episode. Holy crap.
That was
Thank you.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Wow.
So much. So much.
Thank you, everyone,
many decisions.
so much for hanging out with us tonight. But we will be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific with more Aventide to see what happens on this ship, if the ship holds on, and maybe explore a little bit of Valleytown, if they make it there. We'll see. But until then, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Please, please take care of yourself and take care of each other, because that's the only way that this world's going to keep on turning. That's maybe not true, but it's the way my world is going to keep on turning. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, and good night. Bye,
Sweet
everybody.
dreams.
Good night. Don't eat your friends.
Just your enemies.
Just join
Only
us.
almost dying people.
So-